Hey, what's up? Welcome to Movie Dumpster Season 5, Episode 17. Today we're talking about Halloween Resurrection from 2002, directed by Rick Rosenthal. I'm Joe Lascola.
I'm Sean 6 times O'Rourke.
Let the DangerTainment begin, motherfucker. Oh my God, Michael Myers! There's two Michael Myers. Who's the real Michael Myers?
I told you I'm playing Michael Myers. Get your ass out of there. You're going to fuck up the whole thing.
Oh no!
I'm Michael Myers.
Is that you in there, Freddy? Oh, it's Tony from Back to Movies.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Let me take off my official, who made this? Falcon International Cinema Secrets Halloween Resurrection mask that I've had since 2002.
Thank you so much for that.
It is based off the actual mold from the movie. It's the best Halloween mask, I think, and Joe will agree.
I especially love the eyebrows on it.
Yes. Well, there's been some wear and tear on this mask.
Okay.
I do need to update it.
Michael's very stylish. He's got that 2000s penciled fucking eyebrow look going on. Yeah.
You know, he got made fun of his hair in the last movie, so he fixed his hair for this
very
one. Nice
suave.
and slicked back.
It's not sticking up anymore.
Sometimes it froze, depending on the scene, but
depending on the humidity.
Depending on the humidity.
It's very humid in those mental facilities.
Yeah, so Resurrection, thank you guys.
For doing this? This was long time coming.
This was a long time coming, and I always said, guys, when you do the best Halloween sequel, call me up, and you guys did it. Thank you. So I can't wait to talk about this movie we all love.
This is the only other Halloween that I think we should even talk about besides that new one coming out.
Right,
ends. So we did Curse of Michael Myers.
Right, last year.
H6.
Yes.
And we covered the director, or the theatrical and the producers cut.
And how they are so vastly different to the point where I thought I actually watched the producer's cut. And like a month back, I'm talking to Joe about it, and he's like, no, you watched the original.
Yeah.
I'm like, did I? And I listened to the episode, I was like, fuck, I did. So now this year, I gotta actually watch producers. But yeah.
So of course we're going to be talking about Halloween Resurrection Day, and we have a special DangerTainment camera on Tony.
I insisted. I said, guys, for my webcam, my camera, I want it to feel like you're watching the movie, how it goes from the cinematic cameras to shitty home video style cameras. I wanted to imitate this film. I thought it'd be fun for the viewers.
Yes, you're getting the full experience.
And the people watching right now, they're like, oh my God, this reminds me of the best Halloween sequel, Halloween Resurrection.
Of
we
course.
all agree with that.
Of
anyway.
course.
It probably also makes them think of Blair Witch 2, unfortunately.
Well, possibly.
And this was just a clever idea, and we didn't forget one of the cameras. This is a clever idea we've had for weeks, months, actually.
Correct.
Yes.
It's DangerTainment.
Let it begin.
So we are here for Trick or Trash 2022. This is our first episode, baby.
First? By the way,
video
Trick or Trash, which like it's kind of crazy. We've been doing this since February of this year. But Trick or Trash in particular, like our first like standby event month, like now happening in video is kind of like almost a different thing in and of itself.
It's blowing my mind.
And we have a special guest, like we said a couple times already, so it's like a double whammy.
I'm honored to be here. I wore my I think it's Fright Rags official Halloween.
Oh no, we don't talk about them here. This is a Cavity Colors show.
Oh yeah.
I wish I got the fucking memo on that. I'm wearing a shirt from someone.
You're allowed to be here, but if you go,
I wish it was a Cavity Colors shirt, to be honest.
And if you go to cavitycolors.com/movie dumpster and use promo code movie dumpster at checkout, you get 10% off your next Cavity Colors order. So
I will get all my Halloween Resurrection shirts from there.
You're gonna get all your Halloween shirts from there, all your spooky stuff.
Yeah.
It's your number one source for all your spooky stuff, man.
When I found out they were making a shirt that's an official shirt that says "Trick or Treat, motherfucker," I'm like, I gotta get that.
I want to give kudos to Julie for this. Okay, so we were sitting there watching the movie last night, and we're like, I need a fucking DangerTainment shirt. So we took a picture off the television. She made this for me like this morning. So thank you for this. I'm official now.
It's official. Yeah. DangerTainment. I'm jealous of that shirt. Oh man.
So yeah. Not only is Tony here today with us doing Halloween Resurrection, but we just wrapped up our Halloween in 5 minutes parody over on Hack the Movies.
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Had an absolute blast on that one.
Because as people know, I'm trying to develop a movie.
Yes.
And we had all this nice equipment. We haven't tested a lot of it out, so it was fun for us. You got to bring your Steadicam. That was fun.
We had a blast.
Yeah, the Halloween. I mean, we're filming. Spoiler: we're filming this the day before it comes out.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be realistic. Probably only has 17 million views.
Okay,
I
great.
mean,
That's a very conservative.
it's very conservative.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's probably be like 4 billion.
Yes.
But you know, we're gonna comp 17 million is pretty good.
It's okay.
We have to stay humble.
It's pretty good. And of course, after that, we put out the best Halloween 2.
Yes.
Because there are 3 movies considered Halloween 2.
There sure are. You need to go check that out on Hack the Movies. You got to watch that Halloween in 5 minutes parody, and you got to watch the worst or the best.
It's best Halloween 2.
The best Halloween 2 with Sean and myself.
Yes.
Over on Hack the Movies, and Tony, of course.
Yes. So check all that out.
And find out which Halloween 2 is the best.
Yes.
Yeah. And possibly which one is the worst.
Maybe.
I think it's pretty unanimous which one's the
Yeah,
worst. But who knows? Maybe Sean loves Rob Zombie. I don't know. You're gonna have to watch the episode if you haven't.
He told me that was his favorite movie. It's his favorite Halloween.
Like this brain just broke.
Go watch the episode. Guys, it's Halloween Resurrection 20 years later.
Yes.
It is the fucking 20th anniversary of this movie.
Oh man, that's
Does that make you feel old? Jesus.
Well, 20th would have been in the summer because they put it out in the summer.
Oh, you hush now.
Famously, one of my favorite things that I'll remember is Busta Rhymes went on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. And I remember Jon Stewart had to introduce the movie. And he was just like, Halloween Resurrection comes out this weekend just in time for, and then he pauses and goes, the Resurrection? Because it was like August or it was like July or August it came out. They put it because the previous movie had also been put out in the summer.
Yeah, which is bizarre to me. And I guess I get like, but you have a giant the franchise, Halloween franchise. Michael Myers is a huge icon of horror, and to not put it out in October or at least around there is fucking insane.
Yeah, maybe the idea is like, hey, we put it out in summer. By the time Halloween rolls around, it's on video. People are rushing out to buy the newest Halloween movie.
Yeah,
that could be it. I don't know.
Also, I don't think people. I mean, I loved Halloween Forever, like the holiday, and a lot of other people have.
Halloween Forever. I'm just imagining like a movie with like.
Oh
like
my
Val
God.
Kilmer as Michael Myers.
That's the next
That
one.
is
Don't worry.
some movie dumpster.
Malika Cod's like taking fucking notes, listening to us talk about it. It's also the fact that, like, especially now, I feel like a lot more people have jumped on the Halloween train. At least it seems to me like there are people that are like, that I remember like not really caring for Halloween, and now everybody loves Halloween, which is cool because we're getting a bunch of stuff, which is awesome.
I thought people always loved Halloween. I think
so.
The sequels are the ones where people are
No, I mean the holiday.
Oh, the holiday.
Oh, well, right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely now bigger in the culture.
Yeah,
I think so.
Everyone who made fun of me in like grade school and stuff, now they're celebrating.
Am I crazy? I'm not crazy, right?
You're not crazy.
Okay, all right. I didn't want to sound like a fucking hipster douchebag.
No.
I mean, it definitely feels like in the last like 10 or 15 years of my life that it kind of was like, oh, it was always a thing. Like people were always into it. It never like went out of style per se. But I feel like in the last like decade, it's really like people have turned into more of like almost like a hobby. On the side, or you get super, super into it.
I don't know. I guess my case in point is the new Halloween movie, Halloween Ends, comes out in October.
Yeah.
Well, true.
And the previous ones are October.
And the previous ones are October as well. So
I can't wait to watch it.
Back on track, baby.
I can't wait to watch it on Peacock.
That's where I'm watching it.
That's where I'm watching it too.
I'm watching it, from the comfort of my fucking couch. Yeah.
I did that with the last one. I'm like, this feels great.
Yeah.
This feels great.
Stay tuned for a ripe review of that.
Yes, that, and actually we're gonna have another ripe review. I don't know the order of releases on these, but we will also have a review of the new Hellraiser.
It's just that there are two. Stay tuned for you.
Yeah.
I have a bonus Hellraiser show that's going on Patreon.
You don't say. What's it called?
It's called Bloodline, a Hellraiser show
That's
on
cool.
Patreon. I'm forcing my cousin, who is terrified of Pinhead, to watch every Hellraiser movie.
I kind of love that.
She's actually starting to like some of them.
Man. You're making her face her fears.
She loves Hellraiser 4. She loves it.
Oh man, it's a good one.
You gotta like fuck with her and like bring her back when you're done. Like, oh no, there's more, and then she's like, wait, what? And you just put on Puppet Master.
Oh no,
the other Pinhead.
We gotta do Puppet Master.
Well, I would love to do that too. I'm
But
just
anyway,
saying.
Halloween.
Yeah. So, do you guys remember seeing this for the first time?
Joe, okay.
Because I'm trying to remember exactly.
So I loved Halloween since I was a young kid. My mom showed me the first one. We talked about this.
Yeah, well, you're a big Halloween like franchise fan.
Yes, yes. And when I was like getting in my teens, I was finally buying all the tapes and watching them. I finally had just watched all of them.
Yeah.
I was real into that, the 4, 5, and 6. I thought that was awesome.
Sure.
I've grown up.
I remember when 6 came out on video.
I remember when my cousin saw H2O. Like, she got to see it before me.
Yeah.
She's older, and I like when she came home, I'm like, tell me everything that happens, because I couldn't, like, I didn't know when I was gonna see it.
Yeah.
I watched H2O, I loved it. Then I got older, I'm like, I wish they didn't go 4, 5, and 6. Then I hated it. Now I don't give a fuck. But at the time, so I'm up to date on Halloween. I'm starting to use the internet. And I'm like going on horror forums. Like I was like on Bloody Disgusting's forums, like
before it was like a thing.
Like they don't even have forums anymore.
No.
They haven't had forums in a very long time.
No.
But yeah, I was on their forums really early on. So I was looking up all this stuff, HalloweenFilms.com or Halloween movies.
I think it was Halloween Films.
Yes. I heard they were making Halloween Resurrection. I'm like, oh, how are they doing that? They killed him. How's he coming back?
That was the title. Hey, resurrection. That means he's being resurrected.
That's what they changed it to. I knew it as Halloween Homecoming, and I followed the production of this movie. It was the first movie I can remember really following the production of online.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like real hyped for it because I wanted Michael Myers back. At this point, they're bringing back other like Jason had come back and Jason X.
That's where I was. I was like, oh my god, Jason's going to space. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great movie.
We probably got Freddy versus Jason at that point, or not yet.
Freddy versus Jason is the year after.
Okay.
But it was in development. I think they just put out Jason X. Like, can we remind people Jason's a thing?
2001 was Jason X.
2001 was Jason X. Yes.
So the year before.
Yes. So I'm like hype. I'm watching all these horror movies. I'm hype on Halloween. It's my favorite horror franchise. Again, I've grown up. So
it's okay. You're allowed to.
So
like
I was like dead set on this, and I was so excited. I never seen a Halloween movie in theaters before.
That's what I'm saying.
That's cool.
So my dad took me and my best friend, who I'm friends with because of Halloween.
Oh, really?
Well, our families knew each other, so we're probably always going to be friends at some point. But I remember in second grade, I was telling a girl the plot of Halloween. She did not enjoy it. It was when I mentioned this.
Was it a bad retelling though?
Yeah, I've mentioned this.
Did
before.
you tell it to her in 5 minutes?
I've mentioned this in my show. That's when I learned not every kid was watching the same movies as me.
No,
but my best friend was, and I was talking about the PJ Soul scene of him like strangling her. He's like, I've seen that scene. And the funny, like the whole full circle thing is when in 2009 we went to a convention, we got a picture of PJ Souls.
Oh man!
And we're like, hey, you're the reason we're friends. Remember when you died?
She's such a sweetheart too.
So we saw this in theaters and we had a great time. We loved it. We were like, this is awesome.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course you did, because you're not only are you seeing a Halloween movie for the first time in a theater, but it's a brand new one.
It's a brand new one.
Like, they're going to make a bunch more after this. This is going to be so awesome.
Yep. And then same guy, we saw the movie they put out after this in theaters. It was a very different reaction. There was a lot of cursing and screaming and like just anger. But anyway, Halloween Resurrection.
Oh, I missed that story on the Best Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened that night after we got home from Rob Zombie's Halloween?
No, I
you
remember
went home,
disliking it.
and then I went back to my girlfriend's house at the time, and then somehow we got into a conversation of like when we were going to get married, and my whole life flashed before my eyes.
Oh my god.
And then I broke up with her the next day.
That is not a conversation to have after Rob Zombie's house.
It starts to make you think.
I would have been like, honey, God. I just saw like my childhood murdered in front of me. Can we table this conversation to like
I hated it so
2
bad.
days from now?
Did you see yourself as William Forsythe? It was Sherry Moon Zombie.
It was a bad fucking night. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Anyway, Halloween Resurrection, saw it in theaters, loved it.
Yes.
And we'll get into it. I still really enjoy this film.
Dude, it is so fucking 2000s. Like
yeah,
it is
perfect.
It is like
really good. Nothing wrong with
cookie cutter 2000s. They made a better movie than this about a decade earlier called Colobos.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, we covered it on the show.
Compare the two.
It's one of the first movies to do the reality show horror thing.
Fine, in that respect, sure.
I mean, what was that movie called? Colobos?
Colobos, yeah.
Colobos walked so Halloween Resurrection could run.
Okay.
Colobos is better. I saw this movie like on like USA definitely, but never like all the way through. Which was like kind of a similar theme for like H2O and a couple other of these in the series. So the first time like actually watching all the way through in probably 15 years was just for this review.
Yeah.
So, you know, I remember parts here and there, but generally speaking, I forgot a lot of like the big story beats. And it was like a lot of, oh yeah, I forgot that guy was in this. Oh, I forgot she was in this. Stuff like that. Like, you don't forget Busta Rhymes. You don't forget Jamie Lee Curtis. But I'm like, even though she's on the cover, I'm like, Tyra Banks. Oh yeah. And then like you forget she's in it as you're watching the movie because she does dick.
Well,
but yeah, I guess that's the last time first time I saw it.
Yeah. And Jamie Lee Curtis, by the way, we were joking about this earlier. They took pictures of Jamie Lee Curtis, but when it came for the cover, they're like, do we want to get Jamie back? Nah, just use an H2O. It's her with the short hair.
Do we have the rights for that already? Yeah, just throw it. Just fucking slap
it's
it on
her
the
with
cover.
the short hair. It reminds you of the first Scream cover.
Yeah.
Where like Skeet Ulrich has
the mustache.
Oh, yeah,
He's got the fucking mustache.
It doesn't look like that in the movie.
Joe, I'm assuming you saw this one in theaters too?
I'm trying to remember. I know I did. I just cannot, for the life of me, figure out. I can't remember the experience.
How did you forget?
I don't know.
Just get that Rob Zombie Black Cloud.
That's what it is, and it's like that. That's really like taking up a chunk of my brain, and it just like clouded over all the Halloween shit. I don't know. I know I have the ticket stub somewhere.
Yeah,
we were talking about it.
Oh, and I was excited because Rick Rosenthal was coming back
from 2.
And at the time, I'm like, 2 is the best sequel because it's right after 1.
Fuck Halloween 3. Michael Myers isn't even in it.
Do I still think that? Find out in our best Halloween 2 episode.
It's possible.
But anyway, so I was excited he was coming back. There was a lot of things to be excited for, and of course the mystery of how is Michael resurrected.
Yes. Which isn't that mystifying.
No.
It's actually fucking stupid. But before we get into the film, you want to talk a little bit about behind the scenes stuff?
Yeah,
a little bit.
I was gonna say there was no mystery at all. They knew 4 years prior to this film coming out exactly how Michael was gonna survive.
Well, before we get into it, Rick Rosenthal, like you said, directed Halloween 2.
Yes.
The original Halloween 2.
Yes.
Correct.
Which is weird that he comes back for this movie. I don't know why they hired him for this.
Because it has a hospital scene in it.
He was available.
I guess so. Yeah, Steve Miner was like, nah, fuck that. I'm good. I finished.
They're like, well, you followed up the other one. Follow up this one. Okay.
Well, he also did the classic, The Birds 2 Lands In.
Right. Birds 2.
The Birds 2. Yeah.
Obviously, Birds 2 Lands In. Great film. It's
a great sequel, just like this.
I like to think if Alfred Hitchcock was alive and saw that movie, he would have been full of jealous rage. He's like, this is what I wanted to do.
Rick, this is the best
Rick Rosenthal, he captured the spirit of what I intended, and then I assumed that Alfred Hitchcock would take all the negatives of Birds and burn them.
Rick, this is the best sequel that anybody's ever made of anything. Thank you. Boom, 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 boom.
I've seen Birds 2 once. I cannot recall.
We should totally fucking.
I'm gonna be honest. I cannot recall a single frame of Birds 2. I know I've seen it.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
So this was called Halloween Homecoming.
Yes, I remember the posters.
Yes,
saying Homecoming.
Yeah,
like they had the fucking advanced teasers that said Homecoming on them.
Yes, they changed it like you said. Did you say that on camera?
Mm-mm.
Say it on camera. Why did they change it to Resurrection?
Oh, I think I did, but I'll resurrect that joke. It was because the executives thought, well, if they see Halloween Resurrection, no, Michael Myers is resurrected because he died at the end of the last one.
We got to put him on the cover. There he is.
Yeah, what is that weird like font like on his face? He's gonna come home or some shit. What does that say?
Evil finds its way home.
Evil finds its way home.
Oh my god!
Which makes more sense when the movie's called Halloween Homecoming.
Oh, you know what I just noticed? There's CRT scan lines on his mask.
Oh, you never noticed that?
No, I just noticed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was called
For the DangerTainment cam.
Oh, well, yeah.
There was a lot cut out of this movie.
You don't say.
We're going to touch on some of the deleted scenes. Some of them were available on DVD always, but I do have 2 separate work prints.
Wow.
The Halloween Homecoming work print and then a Resurrection work print. I will be going through those on my channel, and I will be talking about what I discovered in them.
So you're going to get a little taste of that in this episode.
We will talk about the deleted scenes in this just because I know them.
Sure.
Because I watched them when they were on DVD and stuff.
100%.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what else I find.
I love the alternate endings of this.
Oh, God.
There's a few good ones.
But we can all agree that the one, we'll get to it, but like the one change they made was for the better.
Oh, agreed.
Okay.
I'm curious to hear it because the end of this movie is kind of like a fart in the wind.
Yes.
Oh, it was worse.
Okay.
It was worse.
So all right, let's plot crunch this real quick. Be our guest. Put Halloween
just
to the
this
test.
asshole the tape. You know he's just gonna read the back of it anyway.
No, you're not allowed.
Oh,
This is your favorite Halloween movie, Tony. You have to do it by
Halloween Resurrection. Who would have thought? Jamie Lee Curtis fucked up again. It turns out she killed a paramedic.
Oops.
Who Michael had switched outfits with, as this was agreed upon before H2O was finished filming.
Yeah, right.
That was
that would just not to cut off the plot crunch, but I was reading that was the only way Jamie Lee Curtis would agree to even do the movie.
There's a whole interview where she was pissed off. She's like,
dude, this is like a fucking Han Solo situation.
Where she said she wouldn't do the H2O unless it was definitive that she killed him, and then you could reveal it later once the new one comes out.
And I think she came up with this explanation. But anyway, Michael has survived. For some reason, he's waiting a couple of years to kill Laurie in
3 whole years.
3 whole years to kill Laurie in an insane asylum. And even she's like, what took you so long? And he's not doing it on Halloween. He's changing things up, baby. It's the 2000s now.
He's hip. He's cool.
He's cool. He's
got beautiful fucking feathered eyebrows.
He got his brows did.
Yeah. He's got his hair did. His fucking brows.
He's got a very stylish jumpsuit. That's looking a nice, clean jumpsuit. So he goes there.
Fucking from Gucci. Looking it is. Yeah.
He goes to the insane asylum. He kills his sister. Finally.
Wow.
Well, he's like, this
took him long enough.
He's like, fucking 20 something years with this one. I finally got to it. And then he decides, you know what? I earned a break. I'm going to go home.
He deserves a homecoming.
So his party, he was going to wait for it. He's going to go home. He's going to kick it on the fucking couch. He's going to watch some fucking reruns of Big Bang Theory or something.
Yeah, which is impressive because Big Bang Theory is not a show yet.
He's got that Buchanan technology.
Yeah, but maybe he's watching Nick at Night. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Life with Lucy.
So he goes home and he's like, who are all these assholes? Turns out they're doing a reality TV show at his house. And he's like, nah, I ain't having this. And he's got a clean house. He's got to get rid of Busta Rhymes' and Tyra Banks' reality show of people in Michael Myers' house trying to figure out why Michael Myers kills people because they didn't watch Halloween 6.
No.
And
Halloween 6 doesn't exist in this universe.
That's true, I know. Hijinks ensue. There you go. Is that a good plot?
That was the entire film. I think we're done. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
I had more to say, but okay.
No, that about puts the cap on it.
That is the plot.
So the plot dump for this is done by like a nurse.
Well, she's recapping. Yeah,
she recaps the first movie. What's her name?
Lorena Gale.
She's also the nurse
in a lot of stuff.
She's in a ton of stuff, but she's also the nurse in Visiting Hours. So now that's canon in MDU.
Right. But she totally, like you said, Joe, it's a lore dump for the audience in case you didn't see H2O.
Because she has a new orderly come in. She's like, what's the deal with that lady? Oh, well, she killed a paramedic. She's in here because she killed a paramedic. Yeah. Why is she in the fucking mental hospital for killing a paramedic when clearly she thought it was Michael Myers?
Survivor's guilt?
Well,
or they think that's what
she's
it is?
She's not arrested, I think. I think she's just in there because she's full of guilt, PTSD.
Oh, I guess so. But she's also totally cognizant.
Well, they don't know that.
Yeah.
She's doing what her brother did and pretending to be. Spit just came out of here. I hope my camera didn't catch that.
The DangerTainment cam's going to go in.
Cameras maybe, but my camera didn't catch that spit, which is why hiatus.
We're gonna slow-mo it in the DangerTainment camera.
She's pretending to be like catatonic and whatnot, but she's aware.
Right, she's spitting all the pills out into like a Raggedy Ann.
But they say
does she feel safe there?
They say like she's suicidal. We've seen her on the roof, but little do we know that she's on roof for a different reason.
Right.
She's building a fucking mousetrap up there, dude.
Yeah. And she misses her son. She has a crinkly picture of him on her wall.
Josh Hartnett with his bad
haircut, man. That is the worst.
Yep. And throwback to the original, she has a Raggedy Ann doll, just like she did in the original film.
Right. Yeah. That's the reference.
Maybe it's the same one.
Yeah, and she's got long hair again. And the commercials, they didn't let you know that this was all we were going to get of Laurie Strode. The way the trailer makes it seem like Michael goes to the house and kills people, and then the end of the trailer is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, and you're like, Jamie's back!
It's like, oh, she's going to show up and save everyone.
Yeah, no.
No. No, smart on her part.
You would think that you're talking about a totally different movie right now, like something that came out like I don't know, like 20 years after this.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. So fucking Michael kills this paramedic or crushes this paramedic's larynx so he can't talk. Dresses him up with this fucking clothes and the mask.
Who would have thought the paramedic was also wearing a dark jumpsuit?
I was laughing so fucking hard because when they show this flashback, it's Michael in the paramedic jumpsuit walking around with the fucking butcher knife.
By the way, is it my imagination or like every time they show the knife in this movie, they have to add a
yeah, they do it. Yeah.
Like, but it's not even cut. It's just in the air. It's like
and then like their only other callback to H2O really is that she like in H2O, she keeps having like visions of Michael, but it's not really him until it is.
Yeah, I love this cop when they showed a flashback of her cutting the guy's head off. This fucking cop with his bare ass hands goes and like pulls the head out of the mask,
and then he reacts. He's like, "Did the cop know what Michael Myers? How does he know that?
Nobody knows what Michael Myers looks like. Unless he was like, oh shit, it's Phil."
The only recent picture you would get from him is when he was 21.
Well, you got
if the sanitarium took a picture of him when they were 21.
You got to check his wrist. You got to look for the Cult of Thorn tattoo.
It doesn't exist in this.
MDU.
But you got to check for the burns that magically healed. Yeah.
Well,
magically healed.
You got to get the technology from Valentine, and they'll recreate his face of what he looks like now.
Oh, right.
Yeah, obviously.
Ironically, he looks like Kyle MacLachlan.
You know what's real impressive? They do a close-up of his head from Halloween H2O. Like archival footage.
Yeah.
But when they take the mask off, suddenly his mask has changed to the new mask.
It sure is.
Yeah. I mean,
do you think that cop was like, let me draw his eyebrows in?
Oh my God. And then he shows the Jamie Lee Curtis. This is what he looks like. They didn't have eyebrows.
Oh no, I killed the wrong guy.
So yeah, Michael survived. Laurie's sad, but she knows he's coming.
Yeah. And then we get these bumbling. You know what? It reminds me a lot of Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers. Like the sanatorium that she's in. Like it's very indicative of that. The way that they shoot the hallways and the lighting and stuff. It's like there's like this industrial underground fucking like basement that they're just in a wing that she's in.
Well, I've told the story before about when I didn't break into Penhurst Asylum. The door was off the hinges, so I didn't break and enter. I just entered illegally.
Right.
This is before it was an attraction.
Gotcha.
But like Penhurst Asylum, now you can go through them. All the buildings were connected with underground tunnels, so they could like ship people from building to building without them getting out and running into the woods.
Yeah, it was the same thing.
So it makes sense that they would have tunnels.
100%. But it just happens to take place there. Marlborough Mental Hospital had the same one, too.
Yeah.
And it was gross and disgusting.
Yeah.
But yes, this guy Harold, one of the patients, is found wandering around.
So yeah, I'm
glad
we
bring up clown mask.
So last year, Justin bought a bunch of props and stuff from like a Halloween or a prop store. I think he went with you.
Did he get it from there at that time? Maybe.
Yeah, because this wouldn't be in a modern thing.
I guess not.
He came back with this clown mask, and I'm staring at it. I'm like, I know this mask. What the hell is this mask? And I'm like, holy shit, Harold from Halloween Resurrection. This is his John Wayne Gacy mask.
Yeah.
And then my friend that I was telling you about, I sent him a picture of the clown mask. I'm like, hey, what's this from? And right away, he's like, Halloween Resurrection. It's Halloween Resurrection. So I'm glad I have the Harold mask.
Who are you supposed to be
today? And the
today?
Halloween Resurrection mask.
There you go. Your fucking collection is complete.
I could make my own fan film of Harold and Michael teaming up. And
they going on the road. It's like Junior and fucking Michael Richards.
Oh my God.
Like
Rain Man, but like neither of them talk.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, like, they also look very similar, at least if you're a security guard.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah. So they put Harold back in his cell and he's all like, do you know this about this murder? And they're like, shut up, Harold. But then they're like, you put Harold in his cell. There he is. And he's also 3 feet taller and he's got a slender build and he's wearing a completely different outfit. That's Harold, all right.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I just put him away. I don't know what he's doing.
And he's in like the maintenance tunnel. Like, how did he even get down there?
But of course, the security cameras are a reference to the security cameras in Halloween 2. You'd often see Michael's security cameras.
Not as cool.
A lot of 2 references in the beginning here.
Yes.
It's almost like Rick directed the second movie.
Yes.
And was like, I'm going to pull some of those old tricks out.
Pull those strings.
Yes.
So Michael ends up going to Laurie's room. And I hate this scene.
Whoa. He kills the security guard.
Oh,
He puts one of their head in the thing. But the only reason I bring it up, normally I would skip this detail. but we were talking, he had to bring back his cool move from H2O, the one-handed.
Oh, what is that
hiding on a
about?
bar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because that shot was in a lot of the H2O trailers and everyone thought it was cool. And it's like, well, we gotta do it again.
It doesn't make sense in H2O, and it doesn't make sense in this movie.
What do you mean? He was hiding on a bar like Spider-Man.
You know what's funny too?
No,
Like,
with one hand too.
Yeah.
I've complained about this on this show in the past and even on your show recently. But like, you know, I hate when they make Michael Myers like super overpowered, like the Rob Zombie movies and some of like the Cult of Thorn trilogy.
Yeah.
Like
All of
H2O actually is one of the few where he's pretty normal, like as far as like strength goes. I mean, he's in a couple scenes here or there, but he's not like crushing heads just with the weight of his boot.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course, that's the movie they decided that he has incredible core strength all of a sudden is when he's not as strong as Jason Voorhees.
And he's still showing, look, he's in it. By the time this movie comes out, he's in his, like, what, 40s?
Something like
Gotta
that.
be right.
He's got to be like, hey, I still got it.
He does.
Still got it.
He's flexing, you know?
But yes, then he attacks Laurie.
Yeah, he pulls a Harry Warden and puts the fucking guy's head in a
Yeah.
wash or a dryer.
Oh
rather.
yeah, that's a pretty good.
And I like when he goes to Laurie, he just headbutts that door. Because I guess in Halloween 2, he did walk through the glass door, but in this one, it's a thicker door, so he like bumps, and it's a POV from the camera.
I hate that
And
scene.
it's like a fake
and it
digital
shakes.
shake.
Yeah.
It looks the
Uh,
worst,
Dude, he walks through the fucking door.
Yeah.
He's like one of the March of the Wooden Soldiers, man.
They push the fucking button on his back.
Yeah, on the back of Michael.
But in this scene is when his hair is like way poofier.
Yeah,
For some reason,
it
it's
looks-
way poofier.
Which granted, in H2O, almost every shot his hair's like that.
Well,
so
in
at least
H2O, his mask is changing in every
yeah,
shot.
so at least here it's a few and far between. But yeah, the hair is definitely
Yeah.
flying up.
At least it's the same mask.
Yeah,
The whole movie, other than the hair changing, it's just the same mask.
Well, yeah,
And-
this is true.
And you would think for how much we're focusing on this scene that this is like a major part of the film. No, it's the first 10 minutes.
it's the most interesting part of the film.
But Jamie Lee Curtis like leads him to the roof.
Yes, where she had a. That's the thing. They were like, she's on the roof. She's gonna kill herself. No, she's got a plan. She's got a fucking Looney Tunes.
Where did she get
a
the
catapult.
fucking?
Yeah.
It's not even a catapult. It's like a wench with like a fucking
Hey.
rope trap.
Well,
She
right.
was the head mistress of a prestigious university. She's smart. She can put it together.
It's stupid.
Yeah. Here's why I like this idea. 2018 said, we'll do something with that, but we'll
But
make
better.
it better.
But,
Yeah.
like way better.
Yeah. But, you know, even though this man has chased her and he's got a knife and he's trying to kill her. she
and
goes-
has killed other people at this point.
By the way, her plan is to drop him on his head.
I guess.
That was pretty
It
funny.
doesn't make any sense why she's even in there or like
No.
and the
Wow.
plan, like how the plan happens.
If she hasn't been incapacitated, I would just call for help and be like, get a cop.
Get
They're all gonna
anybody.
get slaughtered anyway.
Instead, she's like, well, I got to drop you on your head, even though all signs point to you surviving that.
It's a shitty plan, first of all, and second of all, I can't believe she falls for this fucking gag.
Oh, yeah, where
because
he's
he's like holding his head and he's like, oh,
He's like, oh, even though he wasn't there for that, but I guess he's heard about it.
I mean,
He's
that's
like, oh, am I really Michael
He
Myers?
saw
Okay.
the footage from the first movie
Okay.
that he showed at
Yeah.
the beginning of the movie.
he walks through a fucking door.
Yeah.
Oh, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's clearly a guy who's after you to kill you, so it doesn't even matter if it's actually Michael Myers or not. And three, you don't know what the fuck he looks like anyway. So what are you going to take off the mask and be like,
Well-
oh, it's definitely you?
Well, you know, in the time it took her to go up the stairs, he could have crushed someone's larynx.
Wow, that's true.
and switched outfits with them. And,
It's
and
actually
threw them through
the little black nurse. That's who it is.
Oh,
What
God.
if it was Laurie?
Yeah.
Don't! No, of course.
Like the camera cut, she goes from white to black, which would work in this movie because it happens later. But yeah. No, so it is Michael. He tricks her and stabs her in the back.
Yeah.
And then she gives him a little smooch and says, I'll
Gross.
see you in hell.
And then drops to the ground, and it's like, all right, Jamie Lee Curtis, goodbye, I guess.
And then
Yeah.
everybody got up and left the theater. Because they were
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
This was like Hobbit 3, man. It's like Smaug died in the first 10. I'm like, what the fuck's gonna happen for the next 2 hours?
You know,
Well-
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But you know, he doesn't want to get blamed for it. He's trying to have a vacation after this. And he goes, hey, guy won't shut up about serial killers. Here's my knife. You did it.
Bye.
And he's all like, Michael Myers killed this many people.
Born
and-
1927, killed his sister
Not
Judith.
1927.
I don't know. Yeah,
the new
yeah.
movies would be really over if it was like,
Well, he was born in like the the late
50s
'60s
or something.
This
No,
guy-
he was
he's
6
7.
years old in
He was 6.
1963.
Oh,
So it would have
63.
been 50.
Excuse
It would have
me,
been 1950 something.
Whatever.
I'm just waiting for this guy to might as well be in like Solomon Grundy died on Monday.
But also, he gets the facts. I think fans have like pointed out. They're like, nah, he killed more people than that.
Just
or-
in case you know, I really don't. Michael Myers is not my favorite.
you know,
well, he is. I love Halloween, the first movie,
Sure,
so much.
Sure.
Like it is one of my favorite just movies, period.
Yeah.
And I love the shape.
Yeah.
But Michael Myers, I guess, I don't like at all.
Halloween Resurrection Michael Myers.
yeah. The best.
Any version but the original in 2018. is just
No,
I don't
this
know,
one's
man.
great. This one's great.
Okay.
He drives a nice
Let's
car.
We're gonna be doing
Yeah,
this.
let's find out why.
There was
A deleted
there
scene.
was a deleted scene that explains how he get. I don't think the deleted scene's on the Blu-ray, is it?
It is
How he gets the car?
not how he gets the car.
That will be in the work print version.
That's in the work print version.
Yes.
However, he does pull up in the fucking deleted scene in his fucking
In his car, and
sweet
he-
whip.
I remember cracking up at the
And-
deleted scene. So he gets out, and it's like do 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 do
Yeah.
and he sits in front of the car. And he looks at his house, and then he'd hear beep beep like he locks the car.
This is
What makes
obviously after the title crashes at the screen like an
Yeah.
action
What
movie,
makes
right?
it even funnier is that Tyra Banks tows the fucking car later.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh, yeah,
why
I
he
gotta
got
get this piece
pissed?
I gotta get this piece of
well,
shit out
there's
of here.
also that
Yeah.
he's trying to sleep in his house.
Yeah.
They're fucking up
They
his
took
house.
my fucking Lambo.
Yeah, and then they take his Lambo, and he's like, I ain't fucking having
He's
this.
like a super.
I ain't having this shit. This is my homecoming.
Or Porsche. Yeah, this is my homecoming Porsche. I stole this fair and square.
Well, okay. Well, before we get too ahead of ourselves
Yeah.
here, they make a point to tell you that a year passes between her death and the rest of the events of this film.
So it takes him a year to get back to Haddonfield.
He's gonna
or he-
walk along.
Or
a
has
long
he
way.
been living there?
Oh, it was a year later?
There's a huge graphic that says that.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense then. Because it's like, no, at no point in the movie are they like, yeah, his sister died. Like, no,
yeah, they
it's
just
still
skip
weird.
that detail
It's
entirely.
still weird they
yeah.
don't mention it, but like, I guess I misremember. I watched it today on beautiful VHS quality.
Yes.
Like the quality of my camera
Yes.
here. So I
The
might have-
DangerTainment
I,
camera.
I rented it. I had the full HD experience.
I had the
Tony.
Shout
Why-
Factory complete Blu-ray box set.
Why would I rent it when I have a VHS rip of my original VHS, which was a copy and not an actual VHS?
I saw you watching it, and I was like, "This is fantastic."
It's beautiful. I
It's
think
the-
you should only use this footage. In
It's
this
the
episode.
way to watch.
Yeah,
We
fuck
should've
the
all
other
shot it on
cameras.
VHS.
Yeah.
It's on our hard drive.
There it is.
Just take it home. Just only use this footage. I demand it. Anyway, but yeah. So it's a year ahead. We meet our character Sarah, right?
Yeah, well, if
That's
you want to
well,
call her a character, yeah.
Our cavalcade of teenagers to be unceremoniously murdered.
I'm telling you right fucking now, you go back and you watch Colobos, it's the exact same intro to all of the characters. The one troubled girl, it's all
Oh,
the
yeah.
same shit. She's even the brunette.
Again, Colobo's still better though. Like the characters I actually felt a little bad for in that movie. This movie, I'm like, can we just move on?
It's with the exception of the token black guy, everybody's there.
a Rudy, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who the teacher is in the scene? That's teaching her about Jungian.
Yeah,
archetype?
Margot Kidder.
No, Margot
No.
Kidder.
Oh
is
no,
the
that's
oh
therapist.
Halloween
my
too.
God.
Margot Kidder is the
We're watching
therapist.
too many fucking Halloween movies
The-
lately, folks.
the-
Fellatio.
The teacher in this one, which is a elderly, not an elderly. an
I'm
older
thinking of
man.
the psychiatrist
Yeah.
from part 2.
It is-
Rob Zombie's
It
too.
is Rick Rosenthal, and his character is Dr. Mixter, much like the Doctor in Halloween 2.
Yes.
So I guess
God.
that doctor had a brother or a cousin also named Dr. Mixter.
And now he's teaching at a
Completely
College.
different doctor, like
Yeah.
a doctorate of something else.
who the fuck knows?
Yeah, and he's like, "What is the name of this?" She's like, "It's the Shadow."
Oh, yeah. Like they don't say the shape exactly, but it's
Yeah.
like so close. It's like, come on, man.
And she's got a scooter.
She sure
She
does.
sure does.
Her best friend is not Brittany Murphy. It's actually
It's
Bo
Katie
Katan.
Sackhoff.
It's Bo Katan.
Yes.
well, yeah, Katie Sackhoff from fucking. It's from Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
What the hell was her name in
This
that?
is her first film role, I believe. I sent you the video. I don't know if you watched it.
Oh yeah.
She's awful in this movie.
We couldn't get Brittany Murphy, guys.
Look, she's awful in this
R.I.P..
movie. Still a great movie. Love it. She's awful. But the best thing is on her YouTube channel, she actually, like in 2020, she did a video of her watching this movie and like she actually criticizes her own. It's so satisfying when like the worst part of a movie like acknowledges it. So her
Yeah.
like making fun of her acting and stuff is actually pretty informative.
That's kind of fun.
She was not happy about the shirt.
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm pretty sure we see her boobs.
Yeah.
no.
Borderline.
No, she refused to do it. She said she was pulled up. They had a body double do the thing with the bra, and she was like real pissed off.
And
about
it was
that.
like CG'd.
No, just they had
like
a
they-
stand
like
in. They
after
don't
the
show
fact,
her face.
yeah.
Oh, I thought they showed
No.
her face with the bra.
No,
Nah.
they have her bringing it up, but the close up of the bra is like someone
Oh.
else.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's not actual boobs though.
no, well, it's someone's
Yeah,
boobs,
it's
not
something.
In a
like
bra.
bare boobs.
Yeah.
But yes, and then you're right. You have what's his face, Sean Patrick Thomas from Save the Last Dance.
Yes.
Has he been in any, I've never seen him in anything. He was supposed to be like this big thing.
I
Like
don't
Save
know.
the Last Dance was huge, and then he did Halloween Resurrection.
I don't know.
He's fine. Like he's probably one of the more likable characters.
He's all right.
He's into cooking.
He's a chef, just like LL Cool J from Deep Blue Sea.
Yes,
Who was also in H2O.
Maybe it was his son.
yes. It's funny.
He
Both,
does
brother.
survive. He does
His brother,
survive.
I love how both movies are like, we need a young hip hop artist. Get him. Get him in
Yeah,
there.
I don't get
We have
that.
LL Cool J, and then this time we got Busta Rhymes.
We got Busta Rhymes, who's credited as he was in Shaft apparently. The
was.
Samuel
Oh, the
Jackson
Sam
one.
Jackson one.
Now they should have in the new movies. I said this a while ago. They should continue the trend of getting hip young musicians, but it should have been SoundCloud rappers. So Post Malone should have been in the 2018
Oh, okay.
Halloween.
I think he was probably too famous at that point.
That motherfucker looks like a detention desk, dude.
Yeah, he would have fit in perfectly.
Um, but we also get introduced to Deckard, who's like this creepy guy who's
Oh.
online, played by Ryan Merriam from a fucking MDU classic, The Luck of the Irish.
Oh,
Top of the morning, Julia.
which movie
It's
is
a
that?
Disney Channel original.
Yes,
I know exactly.
We
yes.
covered it. Yeah, we covered
Yeah.
it a few years
and he's
back.
exactly what
and he's
you're talking
half
about.
leprechaun.
Yes, I
And
remember
he's
that
trying
now.
to figure out what his heritage is.
And his grandpa's Henry Gibson.
Oh, it's great. He makes potato chips
His mother gets really small and jacks off his father.
in
Wait,
a,
wait,
in a
in
car.
his
He wants to know
pants.
what his heritage is?
Yeah.
They explain it in Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they go into the origin of
Oh,
Leprechaun.
okay.
You should just watch Leprechaun Back to the Hood and you would get it.
Well, okay, I gotcha.
Well, spoilers, Tony. He is a leprechaun. He
Yes.
he doesn't get a chance to actually use his powers in this film, but he was really, really close to using them.
Yeah.
And his username is Deckard. I forget his real name.
Who could give a
yeah,
shit?
which is
And I-
obviously
and I-
a fucking Blade Runner reference.
Well, yeah, I remember when I watched Blade Runner the first time. And he's like, "My name's Deckard." I'm like the guy in Halloween
Get it?
Resurrection.
Oh.
Like the guy in Halloween Resurrection.
Rick was like, man, I love Blade Runner. It's so good.
Yeah,
Your
it's just
name's
like kind of a coincidence that I'm kind of like a net runner. It
They
has nothing to do with Blade Runner.
never explain how he found her. Like I guess a chat room or something.
It's creepy,
yeah.
dude.
I love her laptop. It's so old.
It's dude, that was a big thing even then. Like remember how you had like you were like boyfriend and girlfriend like online, but it was
Yeah.
like you never met each other?
Yeah. Well,
Well, like, yeah, right.
no,
it's all
I struck out a
quotation
lot
marks.
even virtually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Even virtually, I struck out. So,
Yeah.
around the time, the reason I was so obsessed was because girls weren't talking to me, so I was watching a lot of horror movies and learning everything about them. And thanks for opening those old wounds. Anyway,
Tony, you say this all the time, but I'm cut from the same cloth, and I've never had a problem with the ladies.
no, fucking brag much. Anyway,
That's the first time.
so Sarah.
You are a very handsome young man. You still
Oh
are.
wait, let me do it on one of the 4K cameras.
Yeah. No, do it on the VHS. Maybe they'll. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you're right.
That's your ticket.
It covers up a lot. And remember, the camera adds 10,000 pounds, so this is not accurate.
Okay.
Now-
Oh, stop.
But,
So-
but like that Deckard is under the impression this is like dating. I don't think Sarah thinks that.
and
no,
Deckard is like a freshman in college, I think.
Yeah,
Or is
he's
he in
kind
high
of
school?
lying about his age.
I think he might be in high school because he's like, dude, we
Yeah,
never get
it's high
invited to
school. It's
a senior party.
It's high
bro.
school because he's like, you told her you're a graduate of what? Junior high? So yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
Even though they're all about the same age anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, he's like, it's my girlfriend. We're talking, blah, 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 blah.
I
but
gotta watch her on the show tonight, the DangerTainment
That's
live.
right. Oh, so all her friends, conveniently, all her friends signed up for this contest,
in.
and they're gonna go to the Michael Myers house on Halloween and be on a reality show where they investigate the Michael Myers house.
You know what's a better one? That Tales from the Crypt episode with Tony Pope.
Oh, from Predator 2?
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, it's a great one, dude. He goes there because he has like a show where he's just an asshole and he goes and investigates like haunted places and stuff.
I love that Joe has encyclopedic knowledge of all these anthologies. He's like, yeah, it's like that episode. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, Joe. I'm like, I
That's
might
why
have
we-
seen that one.
Well, that's why we compliment each other.
Yeah. I love how we go to like this meeting of everyone that got into the reality show, and it's like, all right, here's your main characters, and then here's some like throwaways you don't really know about. Here's also the guy from Kid and King Arthur's Court.
Oh yeah, Rookie of the Year. Yeah.
American Pie 1 and 2.
Well, right, yeah, that too.
Well, he's on the cover.
And he's fucking Rookie of the Year, dude. He's hanging out with Daniel Stern and Bushwhacked. And that's how it's connected.
I was at a convention with him.
Were you really? He seems like an okay guy.
I didn't really
like
talk
Dollar
to him.
Store
I was
Ralph
just at a
Macchio.
convention and he was there. I remember seeing him in
you
the
just
airport.
saw him
too.
across the room.
And he was at the airport later on.
We also get not Penelope Ann Miller and not Booger from Revenge of the Nerds.
That's right. That's right.
These two are so pointless.
Yeah.
One shows tits and the other one's just a weirdo.
There was like a weird thing with that girl. I think like a few years ago, she got like kidnapped or something.
Oh my God, really?
I remember like it was on some horror sites. Like, yeah, this actress you might remember from this was like kidnapped. There was something. Look it up. There was something weird with this actress. She got like not her fault. Like something happened to her. That's all I can remember. I don't know her in anything else.
So Busta Rhymes is there with Tyra Banks, and let's just get this out of the way now. He hosts this show called DangerTainment.
Yes,
and they're a reality-based show where they do things like go into the Michael Myers house on Halloween and look around for stuff and basically do reality television. Yeah, just like what is it like Scare Tactics or some shit like that.
Or not Freaky Links. That was a different one. There was another.
Freaky Links was a scripted show, wasn't it?
Yeah, no. There was Scare Tactics, and what was it? MTV's Fear or something.
Something like that.
Fear, I think, was one, and Punked, of course, was one.
Yeah, well, Scare Tactics was one that was hosted by Linda Blair, I think.
I don't think so. Maybe. Scare Tactics was the one where they did this elaborate thing where they had like like an alien invasion or something.
Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking all right. So there were two shows. I think MTV's Fear was the one where they hooked them up with cameras
and they put him in a haunted house.
There was
it's a haunted house.
There was another show that was like that where Linda Blair is the host.
There could be.
Yeah. So this was popular at the time. Yeah. And I think because I was watching those shows, I was into this.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a good setting.
Well, that's when I said by aggressively 2002 because like it just hitting all of those notes. So of course you're going to enjoy this at the time.
And it's not Michael Myers' MO, but since it's in his house, you can be like, get these fuckers out.
It's definitely not timeless. It's not a timeless classic.
No, it's timeless. It's timeless.
I mean, you talk about the 2000s specifically. It's like the music playing, the clothes they're wearing. I mean, like they even go like clothes shopping because they're like, Sarah, that's what you're gonna wear.
Yeah.
No,
that doesn't match the time period.
Yeah.
The last thing I saw, what's her face? Is it not on the cover of like the main actress?
Because she has shit all to do in this movie.
God, the main actress, they don't have her name on the thing.
It's
Bianca
Kajik.
The last thing I saw her on, she was a prostitute on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, there you go.
Back.
She's on that fucking Chewy planet. That's where she's from.
Yeah, she had a TV show too.
Don't remember that.
Something about, I think she was like a punk rock chick with a baby.
Oh boy, she gives me a lot of Jessica Harper vibes in this movie.
She can't scream, so all her screams are dubbed, which is ironic because the character screams so loud she shatters the glass, and we had to deal with this recently with Casey. And apparently, we don't know any women who can scream because then we had Mint Salad, and I was like, Mint, can you scream? And she's like, no.
Is it no, or they just don't want to?
No, they just can't scream.
That's not good.
I would have done it.
You actually, looking back, you probably could have hit
probably
that.
could have pulled it off.
But yeah, it was so funny. Like
all the glasses shattered.
And I remember as we're dealing with this issue, I'm just like Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah,
it's just like Halloween Resurrection. It's the most relatable film ever. Apparently, the photographer that knocks over the light. I remember this fact back in the day. Apparently, that was a guy who worked on Halloween 2, and he did knock over a light. And the director was like,
"That would be funny.
I'm gonna cast you to knock over a light." Remember that?
He's shooting, and it's like the dumbest shit. He just like walks into it like directly.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
You want to talk about something stupid? Is we have that like montage of them getting ready, but then we cut back to the Myers house, like while Tyra Banks basically is like getting drunk right before the show, and she's like telling the cameraman, like, just put it wherever.
She's making a cappuccino.
Well,
oh yeah, that's what it is.
Skipping ahead a little bit, there's a very important scene that happens in between that. Sarah wants to not do the contest. She doesn't want to do it. She doesn't, and she goes to Busta Rhymes.
Yes, and he's watching Chun Li.
He's watching Chun Li
kicking somebody's ass while smoking a cigarette.
And I looked at I forget what the real movie is, but I looked at the facts. Like, our good friends, the Weinsteins, they got a collection of like,
is it the Shaw Brothers stuff?
Shaw Brothers, yes. they got a collection of it, and that's how they were able to use the footage. But ironically, I don't think they ever got around to releasing that movie that he's watching on home video.
Really? I know, you got to double check who just put out the Shaw Brothers collection. They just put out don't know, but the second volume.
This was at the time, but
anyway,
that's also like weird foreshadowing. Like, oh, Busta Rhymes likes kung fu movies, so I guess he's gonna use some kung fu.
He loves kung fu. He studies it. He knows it.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
A beautiful woman shows up at his door. And he's just like, I gotta get back to watching Lee.
He's a very cordial man. Well, he's also dating Tyra Banks.
Yes.
Question mark.
And I mean, you got the best of both worlds there. But he was just like, you know what? I'm a faithful person, and I respect Japanese fighting movies. Is it Japanese?
I think it's Chinese.
He respects Asian fighting movies.
But yeah, there is like a bit there. You're right, where he's like kind of like biting his hand, like, oh man, you gotta.
Yeah, he's like, I could have. But I didn't.
I gotta go watch Chung-Li.
Yeah,
and then Tyra Banks is getting shit-faced in the middle of the day.
Is she getting shit-faced?
I mean, she is making the cappuccino.
Making a fucking, like,
she's making a cappuccino.
Yeah.
I thought she was like getting drunk.
She's a little bit of both.
They have alcohol there.
I think she's just a fucking airhead.
It's almost like something out of a scary movie with this scene, though, because it's like the whole time she's making the drink, the cameraman's getting butchered. Actually, he gets killed in a kind of ridiculous way, but I kind of love it.
I like the tripod kill.
Okay, all right, okay. I do too. It's great. Yeah. But let's think about it realistically. Now we have many tripods in front of us.
Yes. Well, you have to take the rubber feet off for this to work.
That's the thing. So it's a tripod, but only one of the legs is a giant blade, like a spike. And I remember being like, I've never seen a tripod like that.
Michael like unclicks it and it like rolls out, like it unsheaths, and it's like
yes. And by the way, the guy was like, high angles are scary, low angles are scary. I went to the same school as Spielberg. Sorry, Michael. I went to the same school as Spielberg. I know this stuff. And she's like, whatever. And she's like, I'm making my drink and dancing. And Michael stabs him in the throat with the tripod that has the one large spike. By the way, this is the point where you look at it and you're like, Michael's wearing eye makeup like Batman.
He sure is. When he takes it off, it's going to be gone, though.
It's because assholes like you were making fun of his eyes in the previous film.
I'm making fun of his eyes because the fucking mask is like plastered to his face.
And he got self-conscious about it.
He fucking did his eyebrows, did his eye makeup.
And you know what? It was 2002.
Yeah.
They were in talks of rebooting Batman.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I wear a mask. If I do the eye shut, I think I got it.
Right. Well, that's where Robert Patrick got that idea. Robert Pattinson.
Robert Patrick showed up to his audition to the Batman wearing eye makeup, and they're like, "We're not casting
65-year-old Robert Patrick." I'm here to play the Batman.
I've done that multiple times. Called Robert Pattinson.
That's Robert great,
Patrick. But yeah, so when he kills him and then he takes the body away.
Right, drags it away. He loves to do that.
And this part frustrates me, even though the movie's great. We all love it.
Yeah.
Tyra Banks looks back. She's like, that's a great angle, but the tripod legs are in the shot. I'm like, that's a terrible angle. What are you talking about?
They're trying to show she's an idiot that doesn't really actually care.
Michael Myers, no film school.
No, Michael Myers could not set up a film shoot.
No. I'm saying he did better than Steven Spielberg.
Oh, he would, but he left the tripod.
He did. But it's a good angle, right?
Yeah,
perfect to see the fucking feet.
He's showing like homage to Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah.
Let's give him a break. He is wearing a mask, so that makeup is probably irritating his eyes. Yes. He doesn't have the best vision.
Oh, he can't see. He doesn't want to rub it, but he's got something in there, so he's like winking a lot.
Yeah, he's like put the tripod. Oh, whatever. But yeah, then I think the DangerTainment begins.
More or less.
The DangerTainment already began.
Or
he air horns it. Yeah.
Yes. He gets them all there. They get rid of the car, which she
tows it.
Which in this version, I don't think we know is Michael Myers' car. No, they cut out a lot of the scenes.
But it makes sense and it's subtle.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, I towed that car, and it's like, oh, that's how he got to the house.
Yeah.
Even though he could have went through the fucking underground sewer system that connects to the Myers.
Well, it's been a year, so who knows how he could have got.
Oh, he's dug a tunnel there?
Yeah, right.
So they lock them in, and I will give them credit. The webcam, the head cameras that they're using look realistic.
I think they were for the time.
Yeah, the cameras they have, it looks like quality, and I will be talking about it on my show.
Yes.
But I recently watched the Blair Witch 2016. I'm like, those are not how any of those cameras work. Those are not how any of those cameras
because
work.
Of the time. No, it doesn't. It takes place when drones were a thing.
No, the drone was fine. It's the stupid ear cameras and a couple of those other cameras. So the thing is, 2016 Blair Witch doesn't have the integrity that Halloween Resurrection has, and it's its attention to detail,
Yeah.
and its faithfulness to how
Yeah.
certain video cameras work.
Yeah.
Like this camera, this is a 2016 Blair Witch. This camera, Halloween Resurrection,
100%.
100% accurate.
Yes. No, that I will agree with you on.
Yes.
What's cool about this is, though, it's a web-based TV show.
Yeah.
So, like, when
Right.
you go online to watch it, you can switch between everybody's camera.
Yes.
And that's
So you
part of,
can
like,
watch
the
one
contest,
person.
yeah.
And that's how they hyped up the DVD, but I don't think it worked out.
No, but
Yeah.
on the Blu-ray, all of the cam footage
Mm.
is on the
Oh,
Blu-ray.
really?
Yeah.
That's
I
kind of
remember
cool.
being on the DVD too. There was
Well,
like a thing.
There is a special though,
Mm.
like a Halloween cam special or whatever that cuts it all together. I think
Cool.
it might be
I'm-
the same thing.
I'm excited. It's not here yet, but I'm getting the Shout Factory 4K Blu-ray.
Nice.
So
I got the original Shout Blue Box.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they add to it. So
Are they putting new special features on it?
I forget.
I guess we'll see.
I just ordered it. Well, the Part 5 one was great because they finally restored the Dr. Death scene.
Oh, yeah. With the guy in
Yeah.
the meeting
Well,
resurrecting
yeah.
Michael.
That is on the Shout box set, the
Yes.
first box set as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like all finished and whatnot?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't
I'm
know
almost
that.
positive. Oh no, wait, you're right. It is on that 4K release.
It's on the 4K.
Yeah, because Michael Felsher was talking about that. He does Red Shirt Pictures, who actually restored that. back.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. Yeah, I think that the Dr. Death
You're
is
right.
definitely new. Anyway, they're all locked in and they can't get out, even though it seems pretty easy to.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not boarded up that well.
I also think it's kind of funny how like Deckard's like, at home gonna watch this, and his friend's like, yeah, aren't we going to this fucking Halloween party or what? And he's like, well, I said I'd watch the show, and he's like, Halloween party? And he's
yeah.
like, all right.
Real chicks
Yeah.
at the party.
And I love their costumes. They're Jules and Vern from Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah, Jules.
Gee, I wonder why they were Jules and Vern from Pulp Fiction. Could it be because the Weinsteins produced this?
Vincent Vega.
No, it's the Weinsteins produced it. Miramax, they're like, hey, put some Pulp Fiction costumes in there.
Did I say Vern?
You both
Did I
said
say
Jules and Vern.
Oh my god,
Did
I'm really losing
was
it
following
tonight.
Your lead. I was following your lead, not Vern.
Jules and Vince.
It's Vincent Vega.
Listen,
Yeah.
we usually don't record this late at night for anyone that cares
I'll
about
never
that.
forget when Sam Jackson was like, I walk the path of the righteous man. Know what I mean, Vern? I remember.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah, and then a
that.
fucking giant squid attacks them. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to drink the fucking the Big Kahuna soda, but it's like Miak. What is this shit? It's really good.
Did you know I love Ernest? According to one angry commenter, I
What?
love Ernest.
I love her.
I have a guy
I
in
love
my-
some of those movies.
I have a guy in my comments that's mad that like 4 years ago on rental reviews, I said I liked Ernest Goes to Jail.
That's a classic.
And he assumes that I now love every Ernest movie
No.
and it's all I talk about. I'm like, we reviewed 2 of those movies. I didn't even like the other one we reviewed. I don't talk about Ernest that
Oh
much.
my God.
But according to this one commenter, I'm just the biggest Ernest
Dude,
fan.
fucking Ernest is great, so he can go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ear nest. He keeps he
Oh,
keeps
yes.
spelling it
Ear
wrong.
nest, yeah.
Anyway,
The other Ernest,
Yes.
not the right Ernest. Yeah.
But yeah, they're at the party is the point, and then just basically like Luck of the Irish just like fucks Austin into like a different room and gets like a computer up and running, and it's like, oh, I'm in.
It's on a television. It's
My-
like,
my-
whose fucking
that
internet is
actually
this?
by the way, I love the running gag where like every time it comes back, more and more people are
Yeah,
in the
the
room.
and they're
fucking
like
guy-
into it.
The fucking stoner from Freddy vs. Jason is in it
Yes.
at one point.
And people keep coming in. What is this? He's like, is this the Michael Myers thing? Yeah. He's like, oh, okay.
By the
Happened,
end
like,
of the
3
night,
times.
by the end of the night, there's like 30 people in
The
the,
whole
room.
party.
Yeah. But so they get there and they're in the Myers house and they start realizing everything's just been planted. There's like fresh herbs. and
It
there's-
takes a while. They don't catch on right away because they're like, oh, it smells fresh, and then they see the chair.
Oh, that ridiculous chair. And
with the
like,
fucking lock on
I
it and
hadn't
the
seen
leather
it in a
strap.
while, so I forgot it was like a setup at first. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, the herbs are weird, but the chair, I was like, what are they adding all this weird Michael Myers lore? And then when they find like the hole in the ground, I was like, oh, right, it's Busta Rhymes is
Yeah.
fucking with them.
Well, the chair leads to like the scene where you realize Michael's in the house because the camera pans
Oh, yeah,
over,
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
and he's got the bloody knife.
from killing
the-
the cameraman, yeah.
But,
yeah.
but he didn't kill the cameraman with the knife. Maybe
No.
he cut him up afterwards. I
Maybe,
don't
Well,
he,
that- well,
maybe he
then-
stuck it in him and he's like, nah,
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
Well, to
scary.
your point, then Tony, I think at that point he's already killed Rookie of the Year because that guy does not last.
Well,
that
No,
long.
Rookie of the Year's still alive.
Well, then
Rookie
it's
of the
just a
Year
fuck
still,
up.
No,
Yeah,
he's
it's just
still
a fuck
alive
up.
because he's trying to get some funky butt loving up the fucking stairs with
Yeah.
Brittany Murphy.
But I will say,
Right, Starbuck ain't having it.
By the way, Katie Shagoff has never looked like this since. Like,
No.
it's
No,
hard to-
it's a weird thing because like I actually just started rewatching Battlestar because my
Yeah.
wife had never seen it,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of funny that then I watched this and like even it was around the same time period, but like her hairstyle, even like it kind of still looked like that, but it's
weird. It's not like she
a
looks better or worse. She just
blonde.
looks. You ever have that where it's like that person looks different? Not better, not worse, not weight wise. They just for some reason look like a completely different person.
It's like she was in a time capsule just for this film.
But yeah,
again, I didn't recognize her in Mandalorian.
They do that cool shot where they're like they're panning up to Michael Myers, and then it cuts to someone at the party going blah.
Yeah.
Sorry again.
Stop hitting my nose, Tommy.
But yeah, so they start going around the house, and you're right. They investigate and they realize some shenanigans are up.
Yeah, and then like Booger and Julianne Moore go downstairs into the basement.
Yeah.
And there's like when they find the high chair, there's like a big key.
Yes.
And there's a
like madness.
This is pretty fucking
like the madness room from Tales from the Dark Side.
Drop your key in the hole.
This
is pretty fucking elaborate for Busta Rhymes, I must say.
Busta Rhymes is a genius.
He's a pretty smart guy.
How dare you, Freddie?
He put all his money into this, and there's a big paycheck coming.
Freddie knows what he's doing.
Frederick Krueger,
and
it's his cousin, right?
And,
nephew.
He's Freddie Myers,
John,
obviously.
I just think you're speaking out of jealousy because you couldn't come up with a cool puzzle like this.
You know what?
Jealous.
Not even the puzzle. I where's that fat cash? That's what I want.
You know what I think it actually was? You already mentioned the movie a few times. We both did. Honestly, I think he saw Colobos like in universe and was like, I could fucking do that. I could just do that.
I got a great idea. Let's do it in the Myers house. We'll set a bunch of fake traps up.
Which, when you think about that, does that mean that John Kramer exists in this universe, or is it part of a movie series?
Well, no. Colobos is a splinter timeline, while Halloween Resurrection is in universe where Saw didn't come out yet.
Oh, well, because there are like 3 or 4 different Halloween timelines. It's just that timeline. That's
correct.
Where that converges.
You're right. Let's go through every single timeline right now.
You need
6 hours later. You
need the pumpkin stone to figure it all.
I actually, with Ryan, I had to like explain to them the timelines, and I literally on their whiteboard.
It's like a Legend of Zelda situation.
He's like,
oh yeah.
He was like, can you explain to me the timelines? I'm like, okay. So I actually like did like the branching chart.
The hero of Thorn instead of the hero of time.
So I'm like, if you want to watch the new ones, you only gotta watch this and this one, and you're good.
I do like this one scene though before people really start getting killed. It's before they find like the fake bones and everything.
Made in Taiwan.
With the fake arm.
By the way, he does the whole like, hey Donna, you got great legs. What time do they open?
But
this motherfucker is going to be going inside a booster suit for Christmas this year.
And 12-year-old Tony watching that was like, that's how I talk to girls. That's when that's how I'll get them to talk
No
to
wonder
me.
you couldn't get chicks, because that's definitely not how you talk to them.
Did you get some tips from like that guy in Pumpkinhead that causes all the problems? This guy knows what's going on.
Now it all makes sense.
You know what's funny? You know what the only dating advice I ever got from my dad was?
What?
It was him going like, you got to start talking to girls. Just go up to a girl and be like, my name's Tony Peluso. I want to make out. It was literally, I used it a couple times to very different results. That's the only dating advice I got, which is why I went to movies like Halloween Resurrection looking for some guidance.
Tony, you just solved your own riddle. Right here and now.
But yeah, there's a scene I do like in this film specifically here where Katie Sackhoff is like sitting where Judith sat when she was murdered, like brushing her hair, and you're just like that scene. I feel like actually has some tension because you're like, oh, Michael doesn't like this shit.
It's because Michael is there, and
watching.
They're like, he did this, and then you see Michael is realistically like 4 feet away from him, just going,
yeah, I totally did.
It's like, do they not hear his fucking asthmatic like fucking like?
It cuts to Brittany Murphy and what's his face like smoking a bong and shit.
That's later.
That's later. That part's
This
great.
Was during the show your top, and then she doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, Michael's living because he doesn't get to see any action.
Yeah,
he's waiting for those Snoopies to hang out.
This is when he dies because he's like,
right, okay, yeah.
He's like, she'll come around. Well, just what, and then Michael headbutts himself through the mirror,
like from the other side of the wall, which logistically doesn't make any sense.
It's like Evil Dead 2 coming out of the fucking.
I love that he like stabs him a couple times, and then we see the shadow. And we're like, all right, this is gonna be like a tasteful kind of go. You see the knife go. No, they actually show the knife go right into the top of his head.
I'm into it. It's cool.
I thought that guy was gonna live longer. As an American Pie fan at the time, I expected him to live a lot.
I guess his paycheck was up, right? His agent was like, no, that's it. That's
2 days on set. That's it.
Yeah.
I wish I could ask. I was so nervous to talk to him at that convention. I'm like, he was in Halloween Resurrection.
How old were you?
This was like 2 years ago. At Astronomicon, it was like 2 years ago.
You should have just went up to him.
No, I was just like, no, man of that prestige. I am an ant.
I would just ask him what Daniel Stern was like.
One day I will work up the courage to talk to
Rookie of the year.
Thomas Ian Nicholas, and be like, tell me everything that happened. In
Thomas
Resurrection.
Ian Nicholas, lean your ear this way. Tony has something to say to you. How was Halloween?
We get some scenes after this where there's just people like walking around scared because like the power goes out, and they find like that room full of like mannequins, and there's like a bad Halloween mask that kind of looks like Michael Myers,
and then they're playing pranks on each other.
Right,
which is
Katie
funny.
Sackhoff's like screaming, "I got fooled you!"
And then Sarah's like, "Bitch," and Katie Sackhoff goes, "Slut." I'm like, "Whoa, that escalated pretty quick."
Yeah, and dude's like, "Oh, that's not nice. Don't do that. Let's go smoke a bong."
Yeah. So hijinks. We forgot to mention, like, as when the sun goes down, it just cuts to kids bringing a jack-o'-lantern to the Myers house.
Oh yeah.
The same kids who fucking resurrected the demon from Demonic Toys. They took that little fucking circus peanut and threw it in the fucking,
yeeted it.
Yeah, they yeeted it in
and credit where credit's due. The interior, whatever, but the exterior looks like the Myers house. Not all the movies get that right. Not all the movies.
Congratulations.
6 kind of got it right. They showed that they were adding stuff to the house, but it still looked like
it
the
was
house.
being renovated.
5? What the fuck? It's a mansion?
I don't know.
5? It's a mansion.
I mean, this movie, at least it's like Busta Rhymes and presumably Tyra Banks like spent some money on this, like make it look a certain
with all
way.
the gags and shit. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, like Joe was saying, when they start to figure out that this is fake, like they find those fake body parts in the basement or whatever.
There's like a whole fucking wall that pushes out, and like these skeletons fall out like fucking poltergeist.
And Tyra and Buster are like cracking up, like, ha, we got him.
The clinking fucking wine glasses.
Speaking of Busta.
Wait, Busta, wait. Remember that Mountain Dew commercial?
Yeah.
We get one of the best scenes in all of Halloween.
Right, that's what I was leading up to, Tony.
Yes. We see Michael Myers enter the house, and we're real scared. Because we're like, oh my God, that's Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And then as he's walking, we see a second Michael Myers behind him.
There's 2! Nobody told me there was 2!
I felt like Dr. Loomis in Halloween 4, where I go, oh my God, did they what happened here?
Well, then you know what happened after that?
No.
You look outside and you can actually see somebody jumping the shark. I think it's Michael.
Yeah.
Because that is the point. Like, the movie's already ridiculous, and again, you're on the 8th fucking movie.
Sorry, you're on the 8th.
But like,
I die laughing every time.
It is like, it has to be for comedy, right? Like, there's no one watching the scene. Like, all the tension is gone. Like, like once you're putting it together.
I just love. So Freddy is dressed as Michael.
Yeah,
Busta Rhymes.
but you kind of expected that.
Yeah,
because they're soft letting us know that it's all bullshit.
He sees the other Michael.
Yeah,
and he assumes it's the cameraman and just starts screaming at him. And Michael, you can tell Michael Myers has never been in the inner city late at night. And he's never dealt. I've dealt with an angry guy yelling at me.
He always gets confused when he sees somebody that looks like him too.
Yes,
just like Jason when he sees himself as like Corey Feldman shaves his head. Yeah,
like I've lived in a black neighborhood. I've experienced this. You can tell Michael's not experienced. So he's being yelled at by Busta Rhymes, and he's like, he just leaves. He doesn't kill him.
He knocks on his head.
Yeah, he literally
what's going on up there?
Michael's like, I am not ready for this level of anger and confidence. I need to reevaluate. I need to leave. I'm going.
Your shit ain't working, Michael. Get the fuck out of here. He goes, Scoots, get down the fuck out of Dodge.
Yes. And as someone who's been yelled at by black gentlemen when I went to Temple University late at night, for whatever reasons, I'm like, yeah, Michael, I can see that. Michael's not well traveled. He's spent too much time in the suburbs.
I think it's also just purely there for comedy. Like, almost like every scene with Busta Rhymes is a comedy scene.
Sure.
And it's just like, okay, that was funny, but also like, do you just not care about consistency at all in this series anymore?
But eighth movie in the franchise.
I know, but it's just like, come on.
He didn't try to kill LL Cool J either.
No, he does.
No, he tries. He stabs him.
Well, actually,
no.
Oh my God, that's when he gets shot by.
He stalks LL Cool J.
He gets shot by Jamie Lee Curtis's boyfriend.
And Jamie Lee Curtis shoots him before Michael has any chance to really interact with him.
Yeah. You're right, actually, because when he even when he gets into the college or whatever, or the whatever the fuck it is, he basically just opens the gate and just walks away. He doesn't like go after LL.
You know what? Michael looked at the security guard and he goes, "I bet ladies love that cool guy."
Probably.
Ladies love Cool James. Anyway, it's the funniest scene.
Maybe
in the world.
maybe he was a fan of his like porn, right? His slash fiction that he writes.
I love Michael just being intimidated by Busta Rhymes, being like, I gotta go. I'm out of my element. I gotta
Just
go.
like he's totally confused.
Well, and you know the kind of like fucked up thing when you think about that scene too is like he basically like go back to the trailer and go check on Nora, and it's like so you just basically got her killed.
Okay, I will do that.
Oh my god! I'm sorry. I just remembered. I ran camera for a all black comedy show, and I was the only white. Me and my roommate were the only white people in the building. So every time a comedian went to the crowd to make fun of people, who do you think they made fun? Like we got ripped apart. It was funny as hell.
You deserved
but we got
it.
ripped apart the entire
I mean, were you wearing that hat?
No, I was not wearing this hat. But it was literally like, they'll start talking about white people. Me and my roommate would be like, here we go. And they point us out right away. I'm like,
that motherfucker right there likes Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
In fact, he has that t-shirt on. Did you have that t-shirt on?
No, they didn't make this t-shirt. Who knows what t-shirt
I love after this piece of like a surreal comedy though, we immediately go to like the rest of the people like actually finding Michael Myers like hole in the wall that he's living in.
There's like a basement,
like dead rats.
and
Yeah,
shit.
so that one,
rats.
that one is real. That
Right, right.
is
Oh, yeah,
really
yeah,
Michael's bed and
After
cot
this-
that he sleeps
After
on.
this song and
It's
dance
piss
with
cot.
Busta Rhymes knocking on his head and shit, we get this hyper serious sequence.
Hold on. Michael Myers has this. It's a busted up shitty house, but he has this whole house that he could sleep in. Why is he sleeping in the fucking sewer? Eating rats?
Because someone technically owns that. Strode Realty probably still owns that house.
Theoretically,
People probably do.
he's heir to that house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not really. He's a wanted criminal. But anyway,
You don't. You're
also, yeah, no,
I listen. The
no,
only,
once the Myers sold it, he's not heir to anything
the,
anymore.
the only thing
if Strode Realty still owns it
Strode Realty,
by
but,
proxy.
but he's not related to the Strodes,
No.
other than Laurie. But anyway,
Yeah, come on, Unc, help me out here.
but the thing I'm saying is, he can't sleep in the actual
Right.
house all year long, because occasionally they probably do get some people like, hey, we're selling this house. Why isn't it sold? Okay, well, that guy who murdered our entire hospital that one year, he grew up here, and they're like, no.
The real reason is it's too drafty and it's too dry.
Yes.
Fucks with his asthma. He
Yes.
needs to get the humid basement.
Yes. And
Sewer.
he has so many rats downstairs.
Yes.
eats rats. And also, not to invoke the Rob Zombie movies in like a positive light, but like he should totally look like Michael at the like beginning of part 2 if that's what he's been doing for the last year.
Like with a beard coming out of the mask.
Yeah, and like dirty as shit.
Yeah, we don't see any shaving cream or anything.
Yeah,
No,
he
but I think-
literally is like one of these like Spirit Halloween Michaels that's like all clean shaven and everything.
I think he's going to the YMCA and taking a shower,
Yeah,
using
yeah.
those facilities, right? He takes off the mask. He just looks like a regular guy. Nobody
I
knows.
think he's got one of those like snot bowls like they had in 13th where all the Vikings were passing
could
around.
be, yeah.
He
Oh, wait,
just
do you
uses
mean
one
he
of those.
doesn't have 2 bullet holes in his face and a puncture wound? in
No.
his throat
Well, he's got
and-
that mask hung up on the wall.
and,
He
and,
uses
all,
that.
and all those burn. Oh wait, no, those healed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that was his
no,
special
yeah.
occasion
He drank the water of life.
Yeah, okay,
Fixed it,
good,
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
good.
that snot bowl.
The fucking guy from Stepfather 3 fixed him up.
No.
Oh,
I
well.
will say, even in the new movies, even though he is kind of immortal again, he still has like his damage, like the broken off finger.
We'll see what
happens.
happens. We'll see what happens.
But
in
I'm saying
ends.
they made
Well,
sure to
he-
still
he-
give him the lazy eye and the whole
Yeah.
like he'll get better, but like you can see there are leftover stuff.
I mean, you
all
got to think though, Joe. With ends, he had 4 years to regenerate. So.
over.
This is also true. So I just love the fact that this fucking dirty sewer is hooked up to the Myers house. I love it so much. Like the fucking boogans are down
And luckily,
there,
there's a big fence with a spike on it, and he just impales that girl in the
That's how
spike.
you get to the
Oh,
old sewer
yeah.
den.
Donna,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, she gets smashed up into
Yeah,
there.
by the way, I love that there's a sewer in Halloween Ends. I'm like, it's just like they're finally they're taking a
Finally.
page out of Resurrection's book. Finally, we did it.
I also love how, like, as the bodies start to pile up, like, Deckard's watching this and is like, holy shit, this is real. And everyone's like, it's a gimmick. He's like, I don't think
He
so.
calls 911.
He's been communicating with Sarah the entire time, and he's watching these people die, and not once until she's like one of the last people left is he like, hey, get out of the house.
Which when we get to that point, I actually thought that was a pretty good gimmick with the text messaging, especially where it was like he was texting her sentences where if he just sent her like words afterwards, she would have known shit faster, but that like ratcheted up the tension.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
is that what it was? It took
he's
too long to
walking
send?
around the
Yeah.
house,
Oh,
and
okay,
it's
gotcha.
taking a while to get there.
The cell reception
I
is
like
Yeah.
her Palm Pilot.
Oh yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Would she have a BlackBerry?
Yeah.
Probably.
One of the old ones, yeah, one of the OGs.
They eventually find out that Freddy is Michael because they go to beat the shit out of him.
They almost kill him.
Yeah, and he's like, turn the camera off.
Turn the camera off.
And then he's
I'm just trying to give America a good show.
I love it when I watched this with friends years ago. He's like, it's me, Freddy. And my one friend went, oh no, it's Freddy.
Oh my God.
Pulls out the fucking glove.
This is kind of dumb, but I also kind of love it because you kind of know immediately where this is going to go, where he's like, all right, just like if you go along with it, we can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
Straight
you're
up.
like, as an audience member, you're like, all right, so the next one that gets killed, it's going to be because they think it's Freddy and it's the real Michael. And then like literally the next scene, like Justin was talking about this on the Good Burger episode, how like that movie didn't let anything like rest, stuff just like kept happening right after
the joke breathe.
Yeah, it made me think of that immediately because it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna think it's Michael or you're gonna think it's Freddy, but it's Michael, and it's like, all right, well, how long are we gonna wait this joke out or this scenario out? No, next scene.
Well, that's it. It's dead at that point.
Yeah.
And then this is where he fights him with the fucking knives, right?
Yeah, well, he kills Katie Sackhoff first.
Right,
He cuts her fucking head off.
Cuts her head off, like,
and it rolls down the
and
steps.
it falls down the steps. That's a good kill.
You can find a picture of her holding her fake.
Oh yeah.
And then I forget if it's here or maybe it was earlier, but I want to say it's here where then we get this like weird as hell Halloween theme. That's like it feels like multiple versions of the theme just stitched together.
The sound effects and the music in this are all over the place. They are overproducing the music.
It's like
which is
it's, like,
fine because I rewatched Halloween 5 and that one it feels like this. It was like a joke. The Halloween music in that it just feels like someone was doing it on like a. It's like a shitty
and a
keyboard,
Casio.
Like, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop.
Oh,
It
right.
sounds
The
terrible.
opening and the theme is weird on that.
But
one.
I will say when her head gets cut off, like you can see like the mannequin stuff under her. Like it doesn't look like severed gooey stuff. But it's like, okay.
Budget cuts.
Yeah. But it does roll down.
Turns out she was a prop too for that.
Yes.
Well, and then we do this really stupid scene that feels very out of character for Michael. I mean, granted, he has killed people like this in the past, but the way that this scene plays out is stupid to me where he goes to kill Jim and he's got the butcher knife.
Oh, dude, he gets bobbed.
He does, but he like sticks the knife in the wall, I guess, for later, and then just like squishes this guy's head. And it's like, okay, he has done this in the series, but I'm just like, why? Okay, leave the
that was
knife
funny.
in the
He
wall.
picks up the knife because again, he's changing things up. He's like, I bet you this guy thinks I'm gonna stab him.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the wrong
put
kill.
it into the wall, and that guy's like, why is it in? And before he has time to think, boom, head.
He's like, I just saw Friday the 13th Part 3.
Right.
Hey,
he kills somebody else like that in one of the earlier, either 4 or 5, and he definitely does it in one of the Rob Zombie ones. So it's not, I guess, out of character, but I was just like, leaving the knife there for later. That's a new one.
But then the other guy gets bobbed, the Save the Last Dance guy.
Yeah, the Save the Last Dance guy takes out 2 fucking carving knives and wants to make some Myers sushi.
And remember, his whole theory is that Michael Myers was malnourished. And his diet led to his aggression.
And then Rob Zombie overcompensated for that.
What is this, Toriko?
Yeah, but he tells him, like, hey, you got to stop with that protein. It'll stop you with aggression. Blah. And earlier, he's like, Hitler was a vegan. And that's why he did all his things. Like, yeah, I'm glad we finally figured it out. Perfect. If only we had known that being a vegan is what caused World War II. I couldn't have believed it until I watched Resurrection.
Yeah. I know.
And then I went in school to my history teacher, and they're like,
did you
the
know?
start of World War II was the Archduke Franz. I'm like, no. Hey, lady, it's because Hitler was a vegan. I learned that in Halloween Resurrection.
Nope. That's the truth.
Anyway, he dies. He gets 3 knives through the chest.
Oh, he gets fucking triple Lindy bobbed against the fucking door.
He probably gets the most graphic death in this film.
Yeah, it's cool.
Besides the head getting cut off, but I feel like you see those knives
The
inside
knives
his
are going.
face.
They're going
that's rough.
through the fucking head, through his chest.
And at this point, Luck of the Irish is called the cops, and I guess we already kind of touched on it, but like talk about meta stuff in this film. I mean, a lot of it is already kind of throttling that line, like straddling that line rather. But I feel like once you start getting into like him texting her and like literally there's an audience of people going, oh, what? Look out behind you.
I kind of enjoy that.
I like it, but it is a little stupid.
That's the part that I'm all right with.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of meta that's okay.
Sure.
And it's one of those things where it's circumstantial. You know what I mean? It's not like, what if we were in a horror movie and this happened? It's like, oh, this is actually happening.
Well, that's
by the
true.
way, I love the whole like, don't scream. And she goes, ah!
Yeah. Oh, that fucking pissed me off because she looks at it and goes, So she's up in the attic and fucking Deckard's texting her and stuff how to get out. Oh, he's in the hallway. Get out of the, go out the window.
Yeah.
So she goes out the window at one point. She goes onto the roof. He fucking sticks his head out the window.
Oh my
He burst through the
God.
window.
And then she kicks him in the face.
He's peacocking, man.
You know what? I came up with the idea of Michael headbutting the closet door in our video.
Because
And I think
from Halloween Resurrection.
I honestly, I hadn't watched the movie in a long time, but I probably was subconsciously getting the idea from Halloween Resurrection. Just
It does
headbutt
the
everything.
same thing.
But I love this time when he does it. She like has a cord ready and wraps it around his neck, and then he's like hanging out the window like barbed wire.
Yeah, okay, yeah. She hangs the cord around him, but this is when Freddy does his Watch Chun-Li movie.
He does his watch on Lee. He's like, come and see me, Michael, motherfucker. And he starts busting his ass the first time.
Yes, he does all his kung fu on him, but then he gets like stabbed.
Yeah.
And you're like, Freddy died, but he got to do his Watch Chun-Li.
He did. He kicked
and it
his
was
ass.
pretty effective. But then you're right. She gets the cord on him and By the way, real brutal hanging. Michael's like,
I know. Again, part 3, anybody? Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing.
Part 6, even when he's underwater, drowning. With
yeah,
the
but like
rock.
specifically in part 3
Three,
where he gets hung.
Yeah. But I like the whole, like, she thinks everything's fine. And then Deckard's like, he's still alive!
He's back! Ah!
But yeah, she makes her way to the garage where the video village is set up.
I gotta tell you something.
Yeah.
Right.
I've never missed Dean Cundey so much from this series because, like, this is just shot
I don't know.
horribly.
I think it's shot great. Well, give him a break. They shot this ending like 5 times.
Oh my God. I also love how she finds Leatherface's chainsaw randomly.
Oh, yeah. Well, she finds Tyra Banks' body.
Right, well, hanging there.
And she slips on the blood.
Yeah,
Like in Halloween
she does
2.
the fucking Lance Guest slip.
Yeah. But it wasn't on the deleted scene, but I think Tyra Banks' death scene is on the work print, which I will discover.
Okay.
But I remember you were talking like
it was
they
either
don't
in the
show-
trailer or on one of the back of the boxes.
There were so many promotional pictures
Yeah.
of Michael coming up behind her.
Yeah.
So everyone was waiting for the Tyra Banks death scene, and then it never happened. She's just dead.
I feel like that's one you would put in the movie, like that people would go see just to see Tyra Banks get killed.
So-
like what was that
someone
movie
argued-
with Paris Hilton?
Oh yeah.
House of Wax.
Right, like, people
which is
saw
a very
that.
good remake.
No one hated Tyra. No one hated Tyra Banks as much as Paris
Yeah,
Hilton.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that was a reason to see that movie. It's like, I'm sure there were some people out there who were like, fuck Tyra Banks.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, a lot of people want to fuck Tyra Banks. Anyway, the thing is,
not what I meant, but okay.
someone said, I think someone told Rick Rosenthal, like, you need a scene where someone finds a dead body. Because there are scenes like that in other Halloween films.
No, 100%
Like
with
in
the
Halloween
swinging
2,
and
when,
all that.
when Lance, whatever,
But-
finds the nurse dead, or when the nurse finds Dr. Mixter dead.
But she already did that twice in this movie.
Yeah.
So that's
where they
like
already found a dead body?
Yeah, she finds Rookie of the Year, and she
Well,
finds somebody else.
Like, we saw them die. They said we need one where we don't see the guy
yeah,
die, and then we
yeah.
find the body later. So I get why they did that. But yeah, it leads to the fight scene with Michael.
Man, you want to talk about corny? Like
Everything gets lit on fire.
Yeah,
Everything gets lit on
but-
fire.
but yeah, but like, she picks up a chainsaw,
Yes.
Yeah.
and she's like, "Come on, motherfucker!
This is for this guy.
Yeah, this
for
is for
all of them.
whatever.
Because I forgot the rest of their names.
Do the thing, cuz! Like, that might as well have been that, because, like, she like nicks him once or twice, and he immediately knocks it out of her hand.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yes. So yeah, he's on fire. He's
She falls over and gets tangled in
She
this
falls
She
fucking
has
over.
like a mixer fall on
Yeah.
her, and she's
Yes.
acting like it's like a refrigerator.
And
I can't get up.
and then it's like, how's she gonna get out of this one? We
door
see-
gets kicked open.
see
Who is
the-
it?
Well, for one frame, it's Deckard.
Right.
And then it immediately hard cuts to Busta Rhymes. Because the original ending of this part, not counting the ending after this, the original scene here, it was like she tangles Michael up, and
Yeah.
when she's caught, and then Deckard comes in, saves her,
Yeah.
and Michael just burns up like
Yeah.
he does at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
And luckily, maybe Harvey Weinstein, I don't know, watched that and went, well, that sucks. And they were like, hey, Busta Rhymes did all that kung fu earlier. You're bringing Busta Rhymes back.
He's gonna roundhouse Michael. In
You're
the face.
bringing Busta Rhymes back, and he's gonna do more kung fu, and he's gonna electrocute Michael Myers in the balls. And Michael is gonna,
Yeah,
He
Michael-
shoots him right in the dick.
Michael roars. If you listen, you hear roar.
Well, somebody was like, they made that Spielberg joke before, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna make it roar like the truck
Yes.
and Duel and the Jaw
my
Shark."
God.
So they added in him fighting, and of course, Trick or Treat
motherfucker.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
In 2018, where she says Happy Halloween, Michael, I'm like, no, that should have been
Trick or
trick or
treat,
treat, motherfucker.
Maybe we'll get it in ends.
Someone better fucking
we
say
better
it.
not.
No, we better do.
That's when Laurie's going out in ends.
No.
They're both gonna have knives in each other, and she's gonna go trick or treat, motherfucker.
This is gonna be like Juggernaut bitch all over again.
Now keep in mind now. So this is the thing. This is why I think it's a great conclusion to this continuity. If we consider the 3 canon films before this, just a couple of white people not getting the job done. But Busta Rhymes,
He don't
with
fuck
the
around.
knowledge he learned from Asian martial arts,
Yeah.
is able to stop. So diversity was Michael Myers' weakness, and diversity was the one that killed him in the end.
Gotcha.
That's all. Who would have known? Like Sam Loomis could have been like, you know what?
Samuel L. Loomis. Is that what
Samuel
you're about to
L.
say?
Loomis.
That motherfucker's got the darkest eyes I ever
Yeah, the
seen.
blackest goddamn eyes I ever seen.
I said motherfucking 6 times.
I shot that motherfucker 6 times.
Please, someone out there, Photoshop the Pulp Fiction Samuel L. Jackson with Sam Loomis'
Some guy's got the afro and everything.
But I just love,
he's got to be.
I just love Donald Pleasant's gonna do anything. Jamie Lee Curtis do anything. Fucking Busta Rhymes bleeding out with his knowledge of kung fu. That is the one who stops Michael Myers in the end.
You need to take a photo from Django Unchained of Samuel L. Jackson and make him Samuel L. Loomis.
That's even funnier. That's even funnier.
Samuel L. Loomis.
So Buster, who would have known? Michael Myers' ultimate foe would be Busta Rhymes.
Well, he's busting his ass.
And then
is what he's doing.
I understand now, like, after this, they were like, how do we top that? We have to.
Well, I mean, they look at
have to remake it. We can't top
Well,
that.
right.
No one is gonna believe that Michael Myers, even though he technically does survive at the end of this, his manhood is.
I don't know what you're
He's
talking
embarrassed.
about, Tony. They look in that body bag and he looks like motherfucking fried chicken.
Oh,
Yeah.
he does. Burn, motherfucker,
But-
burn.
But even if Michael gets up, he's just like, I'm Busta Rhymes. He really schooled me. He'll
puts-
never have the confidence to kill again.
The coup de grace.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, motherfucker.
Trick
And
or
then
treat, motherfucker.
no, he says happy.
He says
Hey,
both.
Michael, happy fucking
Oh, yeah.
Halloween.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Happy fucking Halloween.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Had to get that in there.
Yeah, Tony, I hate to break it to you. They did not continue the storyline, but last frame of this film is him opening his eyes.
I know.
It ends like part 8. Like where all like there's all the firemen like putting out
Yeah.
the fucking house and shit.
But what I'm saying is, like when he wakes up, he's defeated. He's dead inside.
Or
He
part
finally
7,
died
excuse me.
inside because he knows he'll never be able to like Busta Rhymes
Right.
just put him in his place.
He's
He's
like
like,
he's a shell of a Michael.
He's a shell of a Michael. He was so like hung up on the high he got from finally killing Laurie.
Yes.
He thought he was unstable.
That's the thing.
He was not prepared for Busta
Nah,
Rhymes.
When they open the body bag at the end and his eyes open,
Yeah.
he's like, "Is that Busta Rhymes guy gone?"
he
went home.
You know what it was? He was really
He was
scared. He's
playing
like,
dead.
I hope the cop Busta Rhymes is out there.
Oh my
He's
God.
Is
gonna
Busta gone yet?
He's gonna electrocute my balls again. now that was the ending. But yeah, so I really like that they interview him and he's like, Michael Myers is a killer shark.
Oh my god,
Oh
dude!
my
This
God.
fucking line delivery.
And
Michael Myers is in a sound bite,
yeah, and I know what you're thinking,
a
Joe.
tie-in.
I know what you're thinking, Joe. Like this is on par with Donald Pleasance's monologue.
Yes,
about Mike. You
yes.
can play the scenes back to back about the blackest eyes and Michael's a killer shark. Same momentum, same acting, like energy.
He's a killer shark who gets his kicks off killing everything and everyone in his path.
Yes. Oh God. We need another reboot
Yes.
where at the same time, Sam Loomis and Freddy. I'm retconning Halloween. It's gonna be Sam Loomis and Freddy taking on Michael.
Oh my god.
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes as Freddy
I want
Krueger.
a 2018 style retcon that just picks up from Busta Rhymes.
Is it like Luke and Yoda? Is Loomis riding on his back?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So they go to the fucking crispy fried chicken motherfucker. He
And
goes to the morgue.
And I get why they also changed something else.
What?
Because again, so Freddy.
Oh yes.
Freddy
you're right.
survives, and the
Deleted
other
scene.
ending was gonna.
Oh,
well, there's
okay.
several different endings.
Yes.
The one ending was they unzipper him there, and then he opens his eyes and he goes to grab Freddy, but then she grabs a fire axe and puts it right in Michael's head.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess,
And we
I guess
never-
Mustafa Akkad didn't approve of that.
No.
No, but also it's like no. Busta Rhymes kicked his ass. Let's not undermine Busta Rhymes' ultimate ass kicking with this. No.
Doesn't
Fine,
he-
I
doesn't he
I won't until my final thought.
Doesn't he stab Busta in another one? I think he
He
does.
does stab him like
He
in the
stabs
shoulder
him
and then like
earlier
in the
in the film.
gut.
Oh, I thought he stabs him in one of the alternate endings.
Maybe, but then the other ending is like a forensic officer is looking
down a well.
looking down a well, and then Michael jumps up and grabs him.
Why the fuck he's there? We
Part
don't know.
part 5. This is the new part 5. He was
Yeah.
actually in the well the whole time. It was
Well,
all a
there
dream.
was gonna
He's
be
hanging with P-Head and Lubden and everybody.
Exactly.
There was gonna be a whole subplot about a detective called Detective Pleasance, I believe, and it was like a reference to that. But I don't think they ended up. I don't even think they ended up shooting it, to be honest. But yeah, so those are the multiple endings of this film.
We usually do the treat. We usually do the dumpster, but we like every year we do the treat bag. And what treat is this in your trick or treat bag?
Oh, this is like this. I love Reese's peanut butter cup. This is the Reese's
Okay, first of
peanut
all,
butter
it's Reese's peanut butter cup.
cup. I know it's Reese's.
They
Then
are
why the
delicious.
fuck
I'm
does
one-
everybody says Reese's?
No. Here's the thing. I agree 100%. For some reason, it's one of those things that I said and no one corrected me, and it's taking. I
dated a girl who said that.
I try my hardest not to do it. Look, Joe, I managed to grow up in Northeast Philly and not say wooder. Give me a break, all right? There were things.
Okay, all right.
There were things that there's a few things. My words that end in AW sound like L's. I can't fix it. Reese's. I'm gonna say Reese's. I'm trying my best.
There's 2 E's in the middle of the word, not at the end.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's just conditioning. God damn it.
Reese's Pieces.
Point
motherfucker.
is, you know,
Yes.
you get the 2 Reese's peanut butter cups in a
Oh.
package, and there they are, right there. You got the best of both worlds right there. Halloween, Resurrection. It's great. It's great. And Sean is nodding in approval. He agrees with everything I'm saying. He'll probably say the same thing. Where are you putting this one, Sean?
You know what this fucking movie is?
Yeah, it hit us.
Great. Perfect.
This movie is like, you know how you always hear about how like someone's gonna put like something like in your kid's like candy basket?
Always check your candy, baby.
This is what this is. Somebody that like absolutely hates me personally. They ate some like really like condensed like bread, like some real heavy stuff, so that they'd have these like massive fucking shits that they could then take an ice cream scooper and mold into Tootsie Rolls and then wrap them up and hand them out on Halloween night, and that's what I ended up with, and I didn't know it was shit until I bit into it. That's what this fucking movie is. It is the worst movie in this franchise, and I'm including both Rob Zombie movies in that statement. I think both are actually better than this movie.
That's a little
Oh,
far.
I feel that I just watched every fucking movie in this franchise besides Kills and Ends, because they're not out as of this recording.
Well, Kills is.
And this is the absolute worst movie in the franchise.
Whoa. There was no Kung Fu in Rob Zombie's.
You're missing out.
For the Kung Fu scene alone.
I will concede that Busta Rhymes is funny as shit in this, and from an entertainment value standpoint, that I'm into that. Yeah. I am not trying to shit on that aspect of it. He did what he was asked.
Yeah.
However, Busta Rhymes should not be beating fucking Michael Myers in a kickboxing contest. It just shouldn't happen. Ever.
I think it should. Honestly, if Halloween ends, is Jamie Lee Curtis going like, I know one man who can match his skill and ferocity, and it's just Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes.
Busta
I was going to say
Rhymes.
Wah Chung Lee.
Busta Rhymes comes out. He's a completely different character, but same actor. And he's just like, I've dealt with these people before. I know how to stop killers. And
he's a great white shark.
He's got a tattoo of other monsters he's killed, and the Jason mask, and the Freddy glove, and a leprechaun, and a Chucky doll. He's like,
whoa! That was Ice Cube with Leprechaun.
No, but I'm saying this new Busta Rhymes character in this continuity.
And
I know.
I'm reinventing him as the guy who kills all the main
bad
guys.
Yeah.
So I wanted him to show up in Halloween Ends.
And let's clarify that, Joe. It was Ice-T, not Ice Cube.
It was Ice-T.
Oh, excuse me. I always fuck that up.
Wow. Reese's.
Shut the fuck up. We're talking about it's late. It's late.
Yeah. This movie is.
I didn't finish.
I didn't even finish my fucking
I'm sorry.
point.
Go ahead.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry.
I'm sorry. I shat on this movie so bad it gave you guys like an aneurysm. Then you forgot I was talking.
Sorry.
Listen.
Can you believe this, Brad Laurie, Michael Myers?
Take your Mickey Rourke shit and shut the fuck up.
Oh my god, we've watched and reviewed way worse movies on there. I'm not even trying to say it's like the worst movie ever, but I'm saying for this franchise that I've now learned to find out that I hate. After saying, I'll say it again. The first one is still one of my all-time favorite films.
Sure.
And there's moments throughout that are fine. I mean, I again go back and listen to what I said last year on the Halloween 6 review.
I mean, John Carpenter's Halloween, as we all know it, the prequel to Halloween Resurrection. That's how we all refer to it. Keep going.
The acting's not very good in this. You know, Tony's even joking about how Katie Sackhoff is rewatching this movie.
Yeah,
and,
Katie Sackhoff's making fun of her own acting.
Listen, Busta Rhymes is the best part of this movie. Michael sucks in this movie. I think Michael kind of sucks in H2O, but I'm not gonna die on that hill. I'm just throwing it out there. I think it's not much of an improvement over the last film. I don't know. There's just a lot wrong with this. I wish the whole movie was just something with Jamie Lee, but I guess at that point she was happy to come back and then immediately regretted it based on everything I've read. And then thank God, at least say what you will about kills and whatever ends up being, but at least 2018 happened. Yeah. And we got a really good Halloween movie after like 40 fucking years. Yeah. Or I mean, again, debatably 3 is good, but not the same thing as far as I'm concerned.
No.
Yeah, I mean, this is one I am not going to reach for again unless I'm doing it as a goof, unless I just had one of those Predator 2 cannons that we were talking about earlier this summer, or I have some friends over and it's just, we know we're watching it just for the laughs. This is not a movie I would put on in any serious capacity. And, you know, the Rob Zombie ones, I'm not saying I'm going to watch those either, but like after just watching all of these movies, I came out with this being lower on the totem pole than them. And that's honestly very terrifying to me personally. So yes, I guess I'm eating shit. Quite literally, this Halloween. From the bottom of the dumpster. just to clarify, if that's not clear at all. It's at the bottom. Scooping it up. I'm getting like rust in my fingernails with the shit. And just, and that's this movie, man. It's just rough.
Sean, I feel so bad for you. You're going to get so many comments from Halloween Resurrection fans like myself just telling you why you're wrong. But anyway, Joe, come on, bring us back. Save the episode here. Come on.
Okay. Now, when we were talking about this in conversation, I want to just backpedal on some of the things I might have said about this.
Okay.
Being fun.
Yeah.
2 being decent.
Yeah.
And 3 being better than H2O. It is not. This
it's definitely not.
This is like, I'm gonna pick Butterfinger BBs because I think they probably stopped making them around the same time this movie came out, but from 20 years ago. So you're like, oh my God, I love Butterfinger BBs. I'm gonna eat them. But then you get a fucking horrible stomach ache after you consume the whole package. This movie is not good. I was actually surprised going in. It's not smart and scary, and it's not surprising and fun as it says on the back of the box.
You weren't surprised when Busta Rhymes pulled out his kung fu?
I was surprised.
You were not having fun when he was doing his kung fu?
I was surprised at how lackluster it was, to be perfectly honest. I thought it was going to be a goofy, fun time, but it's not even that. It's fucking dry as hell, and the best parts are Busta Rhymes for me.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, the best parts are Busta Rhymes. When he's doing his fucking, the trick-or-treat motherfucker, the fucking Wah Chung Lee kick into the fucking fire pit, and all that shit is great. The fucking little speech at the end, I think that's funny as hell. It's not supposed to be the best part of the movie.
No, the fact that they reshot the ending, I think everyone sat there and was like, "Oh, he's the best part."
No, I'm saying
more of him.
No, originally that wasn't the best part. They're like, "Oh fuck, we just made this movie and Busta Rhymes is the best part."
Reminds me of LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea when that girl was supposed to survive in Deep Blue Sea, and they were like, "Nah, people like LL way cooler. Bring him back."
Well, this is also true.
Granted, I would say that's just overall a way better film, but that's a different conversation altogether.
For all the shit that the mask gets in H2O, because it's constantly changing throughout that movie, this might be the worst one since 4.
This is a fine mask.
That looks like a melted fucking Mickey O'Rourke. Look at that shit.
You need to put it on a face and make it tight.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. It's actually one of the better Halloween sequel masks.
I cannot stand the eyebrows. It's like overly contoured.
Some of the other ones had eyebrows.
Now I have to go like through my phone.
Eyebrows.
And
guess what? I don't like Halloween 4 either. This isn't even the fucking mask from Halloween 4.
It really isn't. That's the most annoying thing about 4 and 5. They put the real mask on both covers, and both movies have disappointing masks. Or is this one perfect?
I was gonna say, Tony, you're wearing that earlier. We're gonna have to, in the video version, throw in a shot from like a year back where Justin Silverman was wearing this, and it was just, it was ridiculous looking. Let's see if I can find that.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a more fun kind of time capsule type horror movie. I know I wasn't going to go in this and be like, this rules. Jamie Lee Curtis gets the fucking Han Solo treatment in this. I feel like she agreed to come on just to be killed. She's like, okay, well, if you're not going to kill Michael Myers, you're going to kill me because I'm done.
Yeah.
But money talks and bullshit walks, folks, because we got 3 fucking new Halloween movies, but with starring Jamie Lee Curtis. But it's just, it could have been good, but it just feels like a ripoff of so many other movies instead of. It's not really doing its own thing, and some of the kills are cool, but overall, it's just kind of fucking whatever. It's just a big whatever. And, yeah.
Well, thanks for inviting me, guys. Assholes. This movie's great. Don't listen to these guys.
Tony Peloso, born 1988. Likes Halloween Resurrection.
You say that in front of my Halloween Resurrection mask, my Halloween Clown Resurrection mask, my Halloween Resurrection shirt.
Around your Halloween in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yes. Which I'm only doing because I want to build up to Halloween Resurrection in 5 minutes. It's going to be so much fun.
Is that what we're going to do? We're going to go from Halloween, the first movie, right to Resurrection.
Well, no, that'd be stupid. You got to do 2 and H2O.
Oh, gotcha.
So people are up to speed.
Yes.
And then we will do that.
Yes.
Okay.
And I will be reaching out to Mr. Rhimes' representatives, asking if he wants to revisit his role.
You should get Rick Rosenthal.
Actually, I think I have to ask her. I think Trisha is like an extra in a movie that had Busta Rhymes in it.
Oh my God, that would be incredible.
I feel like that's a weird fact for me to have in my brain, so it has to be true. I gotta ask her about that. I gotta ask her what movie that is.
Just cast me as the Luck of the Irish guy when we get to it.
Oh, there you go. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait. In the theatrical cut, Deckard never meets her.
No.
It's all over text.
He's like, haha,
yeah.
I saved the day.
I love you. Or whatever. Fucking stupid. Yeah, Tony. So thanks so much for hanging out with us and stuff. Where can everybody find your stuff?
You can find me at hackthemovies.com, youtube.com/hackthemovies. Pretty much just look up Hack the Movies anywhere.
Yeah.
You will find me. I will be doing a breakdown of the Halloween Resurrection, which I forget where we scheduled it. It might be before this or after this. I forget.
Okay.
The Halloween Resurrection, Halloween Homecoming work prints. I'm going to see what's different in there. At this point, I think I already have the Halloween H2O TV cut breakdown out.
Yes.
Unless I died before this episode.
Unless you were killed by Michael Myers or Busta Rhymes. He might have came for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me and Sean are at this point, again, unless I die, doing a review of the Munsters, the Rob Zombie Munsters.
Which I'm a little mortified that I signed up for this, but also B, if my memory serves me right, somehow, I don't know whose dick I had to suck, but I'm on 2 episodes of Hack the Movies in a row. Is that accurate?
Well, you helped me out a lot. You were the one who was like, hey, there's this monster trailer. It's pretty bad. You should react to it.
That's true.
And I remember being like, okay. And then it was the biggest reaction I've ever got. It was like, I'm like, oh shit, that did really well. I'm like, thanks, Sean.
Yeah, oh my God, Rob Zombie, the toll, what's the term I'm trying to think of? The door knocks again or something.
The bell tolls.
The bell tolls
for whom the bell tolls?
Yeah.
Rob Zombie's got my fucking number this year.
Oh yeah, dude.
All of our numbers.
Yeah.
He's got you like the fucking the Frighteners.
Yeah, by the
Jake
balls.
Busey's got you with the number on your head.
We'll be doing that episode, which again is probably out. I think Casey's in it. Although she's in Florida right now during a hurricane, so hopefully she made it back. She apparently spoiler, she texted me. She's loving the movie.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, all right. She also likes the first Rob Zombie Halloween, so she might be a little biased.
Okay.
Speaking of Florida hurricanes, because it just made me think of it, light bulb went off. We actually just did a guest episode with our friend Dustin and Sean over at the Flicks and Friends podcast.
We did Pumpkinhead, the original.
Ooh, yes,
that's a good one. The prequel to Pumpkinhead 2.
The Stan Winston classic.
You better have mentioned that.
We did. We mentioned that was our first episode we ever did with you.
Thank you.
That is definitely out now. I believe they said that was their first episode of their Halloween festivities. So check that out.
It has already come out as of this recording.
And I guess for stuff coming soon as part of Trick or Trash, what do we got next, Joe? It's one you were telling me that's got a new release that just dropped, a new transfer.
We got Jacko coming at you.
Ooh.
I've never seen
a
it.
good one.
I
Talking
feel-
about that new beautiful Blu-ray that just
I
came
don't think
out.
I've seen it. I've heard a lot about it. I've seen stuff from it. But
This is the movie, the infamous Fred Olin Ray produced film.
my good friend Fred Olin Ray,
Your good friend Fred Olin Ray.
director of Bikini Airways.
Yes.
It's true. Producer of Jacko.
Yes.
Him and it's that legendary commentary track with him and the director going at it.
Oh, I gotta
yes.
listen to that.
Yes.
I gotta hear that.
By the way, remember the journey to get Bikini Airways signed?
I mean, I do.
I ordered the Blu-ray. Sorry, I ordered the
You're
DVD. It didn't come on time. We had to go to VHS Fest or whatever. It was VHS Fest.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, Sean, they delivered the DVD. Go to my house and bring it back. It says it's delivered. Get that DVD and bring it to VHS Fest. And like Sean goes, he's like, it's not here. And I'm like, God damn it. And then I check again. They delivered it to the wrong door because my old apartment was like hidden. I'm like, Sean, you gotta go back.
Yeah.
You gotta go back and get it. It's right here, please.
Airwave.
And then I finally got inside, and Fred was like, stop talking about this fucking shitty
Oh
movie.
my God.
I was like, it's your best movie.
He was very happy to talk about Biohazard and Alienator
The Alienator was good, yeah.
and Dark Universe.
Mhm.
We talked about.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to talk about Bikini Airwaves though.
The one Tony wanted to.
I wouldn't stop talking about it. Anyway, so Jacko, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, Jacko's
Yeah.
going to be great. We also have an event coming up on October 22nd and 23rd.
Yes.
We have Crypt video rentals put on by Tapes of the Crypt and retro release video. It's going to be at the Philomoka, October 22nd and 23rd, guys.
Yes.
We're all going to be there.
I am hosting the Q&A for the screening of heebie-jeebie.tv.
Yeah.
It's
That's
going to
gonna
be a lot of fun.
Very excited for that. Our buddy Matt Cannon, who does lapses, he's going to be performing that night. It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be great.
Lots of tapes, lots of beers, lots of hanging out. It's going to be a good time. Get your tickets now.
You don't want to miss it.
The DangerTainment cam.
Get it, motherfucker.
Get your tickets at philomoka.org, or you can go to moviedumpsterpodcast.com, and we have that ticket link right at the top there. Go grab them. There's VIP tickets still available, I'm pretty sure, so grab them now.
Do it now.
And as always, if you want to support us financially, you can head over to patreon.com/moviedumpster. We got commentary tracks, watch-alongs. We just put up recently for $5 and $10 tiers our Magic Mayhem and Little Rubber Monsters archive, the replay of the event.
the replay of the live show. You got 3 hours of content there. Tony's also in that, by the
I
way.
watched it. It was good.
Oh,
It was
thank
good.
you.
Yeah,
We had a very good time.
other friends of the show make appearances, like Mr. Lobo.
Mr. Lobo is there.
and-
Crystal
and-
Quinn is there.
and Ghoulies in the Gate.
Ghoulies in the Gate, baby. Back to back. Luca
Uh,
Bergovici did a little
yes.
intro. There's all kinds of goodies hidden in there, so definitely go
fun.
check that out. And for no money at all, please, it always helps us. Leave a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. If you're on YouTube, hit that fucking like button, baby. Share the video. Do the whole thing, please. It helps us get out of the bottom of the dumpster into more eardrums, into more eye holes.
yes. And make sure to go over to Tony's channel if you're not subscribed and do the same for him.
Do it.
And make sure you watch Halloween in 5 minutes over on Hack the Movies and share the shit out of that, please.
Yes.
Share it 6 times.
6 times.
So that's it. That's Halloween Resurrection from 2002, directed by Rick Rosenthal. I'm Joe Lascola.
I'm Sean O'Rourke.
I'm Tony from Hack the Movies.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.